This is Baylor Red Raider Game Day. Welcome to Haywood Stadium in Chattanooga, Tennessee, on the campus of Baylor School. Two of the top teams in the state will be squaring off this evening as the Mustangs Lipscomb take on the Baylor Red Raiders. Lipscomb is ranked number 5 in the state according to the Associated Press, and Baylor ranked number 2 in the state. The Max Press says Lipscomb is number 1 in the state and number 4 in the country. Don't let that 1 and 2 record by Lipscomb down the field. They lost in a 48% to the number 3 in the country. Then lost to the Alabama State champions in overtime, 31-30. Busted through with a win last week, beating Briarcrest 42-20. I'm Jim Reynolds along with Craig Cecil. And Craig, don't be fooled. There's going to be stars all over the field tonight.
Absolutely. There is just a load of heavyweight talent here. Boy, for Lipscomb, you've got Caleb Beasley, Edwin Spillman. They are Tennessee commits. Dylan Lorick, an East Carolina commit. 3 juniors are what are evaluated as 4-star prospects, and that's just on the Lipscomb side. As for Baylor, Amari Jefferson, we see him every week. We know what he does. Alabama verbal commit Max LeBlanc, we see what he does every week. Ohio State commit, and Cam Sparks, everybody is after him, and a host of talented underclassmen as well. The names you see tonight, you can rest assured you're going to see a lot of these names in prime time on Saturday.
And last week, Baylor with a nice win over Archbishop Stepanek, 51-21. Just in case you missed it, let's get caught up with how the Red Raiders did 7 days ago.
McKnight with a great fumble recovery there, and they go up top. Doesn't take long. Amari Jefferson with a touchdown. They stay with the air attack.
Cam Sparks
on both sides of the field there. Then they go back to the ground. Time Mills Knight effective tackles with Muschamp. Great decisions as usual. A key conversion there. And how about the kicking game? Boy, 2 long kicks. That one a 46-yarder by Cooper Town. And then we'll see another one a little bit later. Very effective in all phases of the game. Baylor started to surge ahead. The first quarter, they really asserted themselves and on. Good Muschamp with a nice sweep inside here. All the right buttons. The game was outstanding. Second quarter, things got even better. Solid Baylor defense. And how about this interception by Josh Hampton? Fantastic job there. You're going to see TJ Fields with a pick as well. They go back to the ground, and how about that? Max LeBlanc, his 5th touchdown. 5 catches on the night. And then it's time for defense. They bottle up Crusaders quarterback. They didn't think a little bit. And then they close off the ground game as well. Nice job by the Baylor front. Super effort, Jim, on both sides of the front.
Yeah, look at that. A dominant performance at halftime. It was 23-13, but the Red Raiders were not done.
Spectacular catch you can see here. How about this sidesteps, goes up and over. No longer football. Then they go back to the ground and put 40 gaps before he puts on a show here. That leads to the next field goal by Cooper Town. Again, solid effort in all these phases. Muschamp dials his own number, makes another great decision.
Leeds. I was going to say really impressive win over a very good team from White Plains, New York, ranked number 1 in the state of New York, and this is why Baylor leads. Red Raiders and the Mustangs on the field right now. Baylor, a defending champion, as you know, in Division II AAA. Lipscomb, defending champion in Division II AA. Trent Dilfer was the head coach of the Mustangs last year. He leaves and goes to UAB, now the head football coach of the Blazers. Lipscomb hires Kevin Marai, an NFL Hall of Famer, as their new coach, and they make the decision to move up. So now these two teams are division rivals, and that makes it a lot more interesting. Now you say, how did an NFL Hall of Famer end up at Lipscomb Academy? It's because on Trent Dilfer's staff at Lipscomb was Grant Williams. Williams played in the NFL, and he and Marai were teammates in Seattle. If you listen to Kevin Marai, interesting story. He has coached everywhere. He coached junior high. He coached assistant coach in the NFL, was an assistant coach volunteer at NBA at Montgomery Bell Academy. And he said after he retired, after a long career in the NFL, I think it was 16 years in the National Football League, he said, I intentionally got away for 2 years and just figured out what I wanted to do. And he said, I didn't want to give 1,000 hours to being around. I've been around the NFL for a long time. Was an assistant coach with the Indianapolis Colts, has been assistant coach different places, and found the perfect fit in Nashville at Lipscomb Academy. And what a great choice.
Results have been outstanding so far. You look at the representatives they've played, outstanding, and he brings an offensive alignment mentality, attention to detail, teamwork, and physicality. They will be a good climb for the Baylor Red Raiders.
Yeah, but they've had a little controversy this week. In fact, officially, we still don't know who the starting quarterback is going to be. They had one of the best quarterbacks in the country listed in the top 5 in escapability. His name was Deuce Knight. And he played for Lipscomb until last week. Wednesday of this week, he was from Mississippi. He and his teammate Cole Bradley, I'm going to use the term homesick because I don't know what the real term would be, got homesick and left Nashville, went back to Mississippi. So all week long, Lipscomb was saying, who's our quarterback going to be? We had a guy that was a scrambler, that was a runner. Up until moments ago, I guess up until now, we still don't know officially who that guy is going to be under center, quote unquote, or in a shotgun formation. Who's they? Yeah, it's going to change the game plan a little bit. There's no doubt about that. When you take a look at the interesting part is there are 2 backup quarterbacks. The 2 backups also have scholarship offers. Tav Schaefer is an offer with Troy State. Jackson Kilberg, who I'm guessing they'll use both tonight, he's had scholarship offers from Marshall and other Sun Belt Conference USA kind of level teams. So yep, your number 1 guy, he leaves. Is the cupboard bare? No, the cupboard's not bare.
They'll get easier next week. They're on the road to face Christian. So that is going to be another Red Raiders. We're not going to Ireland. I'm sure they will certainly have a game. So tonight, we look for face of a much different physically than the Red Raiders have faced. Maintain your poise. Coach Cuban said this week, it's a measuring stick. Let's find out who we are. Let's find out who we
And of course, you know Eric Kimry was an assistant coach at his alma mater, USC. When he takes a look at Lipscomb, he says, I feel like I'm at USC at South Carolina, and we're playing Georgia, because we knew all these guys on Georgia were going to end up in the NFL. And now he's saying, I'm taking a look at all these guys, and there are a bunch of them that are going to end up in the Southeastern Conference and other places. He says that Eric Kimry says, Lipscomb has one of the best defense, that Baylor will see all season long. The best defense, led by a pair of Tennessee commitments. Edwin Spillman, senior, has committed to Tennessee. Caleb Beasley, a quarterback, senior, has committed to Tennessee, and I believe their future coach is going to be in the stands tonight.
Somewhere in the stands.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Baylor School, Haywood Stadium, Red Hunter Field, and tonight's Division II football game between the Lipscomb Academy Mustangs and the Red Raiders of Baylor. We would like to extend a warm welcome to the fans who have traveled to the game from Nashville. And at this time, we would like to introduce the starting lineup for the visiting Mustangs
We mentioned
in numerical order.
the Lipscomb defense specifically, starting
At
this
wide
field.
receiver, number 0, senior Camarian Millard. At wide receiver, number 6, senior Bennett Whitefield. At tight end, number 8, senior Andy Smith. The punter is number 10, junior Cole Schulman. At wide receiver, number 11, senior Dylan Warren. At running back, number 15, junior Micah Burton. At quarterback, number 18, junior
Let's take a look at the
Tad
starting
Schaefer.
lineups for both these
The
teams.
kicker is number 28, junior Cy Pepper. Offensive lineman, number 52,
Lipscomb
junior
Mustangs.
Jack Matheson.
One of the things about Lipscomb, take a look at their offensive
Lineman, number 55, junior Chauncey Gooden.
The left guard spot.
Offensive lineman, number 72, senior Bo
The right
Smith.
tackle spot is very good.
Offensive lineman, number 76, sophomore Sloan Bass.
Are taking a
And
close look
offensive
at this
lineman, number
because
79,
some stars
junior John Adair.
Some stars haven't made up
Those
their
are the
minds as of yet.
defensive,
Some stars are year away from making up their
Now the
minds. So
starters on
we'll find
defense.
out. It's a fertile
Defensive
recruiting
back,
ground
number 1,
here at
senior
Haywood Stadium.
Caleb Beasley. Linebacker, number 4, senior Nate Morton. Defensive back, number 5, junior
I was
CJ
going to say,
Jim Boylan.
the football consistently.
Linebacker, number 9, junior Chris
For Baylor,
Thompson.
I think they've gotten better
Defensive
and better.
lineman, number
I think
11,
they've gotten
sophomore Danny Brown.
multiple. I thought they were a little
Linebacker, number 13, senior Edwin Spillman.
multiple.
Free safety, number 19, senior Matthew
Ball
Clay.
better, and that has made that passing
Defensive
attack
lineman,
so
number
much more
36, senior Michael Hubble. And defensive lineman, number 56, sophomore Gabriel Tolentino. And defensive lineman, number 99, junior Tony Carter.
Look at the size and the speed.
The referees for tonight's game, the officials, the referee is Tony Young, the umpire is Chris Vasquez, the head linesman is Aaron Davis, the side judge is Chandler Newman,
Let's go with the
judge is Michael Baird,
offensive line for the Red Raiders,
judge
and
is
like I
Scott
said,
Lundeen,
they have done a good
and the back
job
judge
opening
is
the
Patrick
holes. As you
Wilson.
said, between the tackles, that's given Cody Davenport and Shakai Mills Knight. Shakai Mills Knight was not 1,000%, is that a word? 1,000% healthy in game number 1. Had a high ankle sprain, had a hard time shaking that. He's gotten better and better. Now they feel like he got the starting nod last week. Now they feel like they have two guys back there that could run, have some speed from outside, but certainly could run between the tackles and get some interior yards in there as well.
All credit to Arch Bishop stepping out from last week, but you're going to see an offensive line that's much different caliber. So those interior blocks may not be as easy, but the running backs have got to run even harder because the holes are probably going to be smaller.
And I think the decisions by Muschamp have been awesome. And I think he's a little bit quicker than you would think with Muschamp, and he's done a great job for the senior who's committed to Vanderbilt. Again, we want to thank our partners at Park Ridge for helping make tonight's game possible. ParkRidgeHealth.com is that website, ParkRidgeHealth.com.
Talking about making decisions, he's going to have less time.
this week, and I talked to him at home as his dad, Kimry, was taking care of sick children. But I said, let's talk a little bit. He said, there's always situation with his team. He talks about 2 or 3 things. He says, we have truth sessions with the players. We talk to them about various things, but always the truth. Even when that truth is tough, he said, we try to talk to them about that and then try to get them to understand. He said, I told them how good Lipscomb is, and I told them this player is this player is this player is this, and they obviously go over a very extensive scouting report, but he also said, hey, remember, we're good too. We're a state champion as well, and we have played well the last couple of weeks. So he goes, sometimes the truth hurts. He goes, but we always preach the truth, and that's how they approach things, and it's pretty darn impressive. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Red Raiders tonight. And the Red Raiders with a couple of very good weeks. Wins over Seton Hall Prep in Dublin, Ireland, and Stepanek last week here at Haywood Stadium. Notice one change at the linebacker spot for the Red Raiders. Davis Garrett gets the start this evening at one of those linebacker positions. When I talked to Eric Kimry this week, one of the things he said, our outside linebacker play, we want them to take a step forward a little bit this week. We'll see if that occurs. Eric Kimry in his second season as the head coach of the Red Raiders, 13-3 at Baylor, 207 and 23 total at Baylor, 13-3 at the Hammond School, which he was there for 16 years. He claimed an impressive one-loss total, 194 and 20, 12 state championships, including 6 in a row, came to Baylor after serving as an assistant coach at his alma mater, South Carolina. So in his second year as the Red Raiders, 1 state championship under his belt, and of course, Lipscomb has won 2 straight state titles. In fact, it was Scott McMahon and I that did the game from Finley Stadium when Lipscomb, under Trent Dilfer, won their first state championship, beating CPA, and they did the same thing a year ago at Finley Stadium in Chattanooga, won the state title in convincing fashion. So back-to-back state championships for Lipscomb and a single state championship for the Red Raiders last year, breaking a 49-year dry spell, back hoisting that big trophy at the end of last season. Game tonight, we mentioned 2 or 3 things for the Red Raiders to do on offense, but on defense, they've been solid, I think. Lowenberg, McKnight have been really good, I think, at the linebacker spot. Davis Garrett's going to get the start this evening. I think their secondary's been good. You saw impressive interceptions during the highlights. TJ Field and Josh Hampton, awfully good. Tyler Rice has played well at a safety spot. Grady Joyner in there as well. So pretty good progress for that defensive side of the football for Baylor, and you can say that because they've only given up 28 points the last 2 weeks.
It's going to be a challenge for the defense. They, especially in the open field, they have a lot of skill, speed, and size. They just don't want to give them anything too easy early.
Nice job, our national anthem from Haywood Stadium, as we get ready for this contest between the Mustangs and the Red Raiders. Lipscomb Academy taking on Baylor this evening at Haywood Stadium. We mentioned these two teams, both ranked in the top 5 in the state of Tennessee. McCallie is number 1, Baylor ranked number 2, Ensworth 3, MUS number 4, Lipscomb number 5. And in Max Preps, Lipscomb is number 1 in the state, number 33 in the country. These are all the schools within the state of Tennessee. Max Preps has Lipscomb number 1, McCallie 2, Baylor 3, Knox West 4, and Alcoa number 5. So we get ready for this contest tonight. Whit Muschamp will be the quarterback for the Red Raiders, ranked number 31 in Rivals and already committed to go to Vanderbilt. Captains for the Red Raiders on the field as we get ready for tonight's contest, and we will see who gets the football first. Baylor will be in the red uniforms with the silver helmets. Baylor B on the side. And the Mustangs will be in the white jerseys with the dark pants.
Amari Jefferson, Whit Muschamp, Max LeBlanc,
and TJ Fields.
And TJ Fields, the captains tonight.
For Baylor tonight, number 6, TJ Fields. Number 7,
come on in, shake hands, introduce yourselves.
Number 9, Whit Muschamp, and number 11, Max LeBlanc. taken down to the field, and tonight's referee.
Gentlemen, you've been named captains of your team for tonight. We're looking for sportsmanship and leadership from you, okay? This is Chris. I'm Tony. We'll be working the middle of the field with you. Lipscomb, you're the visiting team. I've got a silver dollar, heads, tails. I'm going to flip it. If I drop it, we'll do it again. What do you call?
Tails.
What do you say? Heads it is. Baylor, you've won the toss. What would you like to do? Everybody stay where they are? Baylor won the toss, elected to receive. Which way do you all want to defend?
We'll kick it that way.
You want to kick that way. Lipscomb, if you'll go over there with Chris. Baylor, you come over here with me, facing goalpost.
All right, now we know Baylor stays. They're pretty good in that coin flip. I'll say that. They got that going on.
They do. Tell each other good luck.
And they want the football every time they can. So I like the attack mode from the early on, and we've seen that several times as we get ready for this contest. That's what Baylor does. If they win the coin toss, then they want to get rolling and see what happens.
The officials tonight: referee Tony Young, umpire Chris Vasquez, head linesman Aaron Davis, side judge Chandler Heumann, field judge Michael Baird, the line judge Scott Lundeen, and the back judge Patrick Wilson.
Hope they know that if they make any mistake, you'll be on them all night long.
If I'm not, you are. That's for sure.
I hope they understand the scrutiny and the pressure they're under. This should be a really, really good game. And again, the head football coach of the Tennessee Volunteers, Mr. Hypo, is supposed to be in the stands tonight. I have not had a spotting as of yet, but said he was going to be here. And again, with so many stars, he already has a couple of commits on the Lipscomb side. For you Tennessee fans, you'll want to see the Lipscomb linebacker Edwin Spillman, number 13, and Caleb Beasy, who's a quarterback, number 1. Speedster there, and I saw a tackle that Spillman made in that game against Saraland in Alabama. You talk about he beat his block, he was in the backfield quicker than the running back was. It was pretty darn impressive, and you could tell when he gets to the football with a head of steam, he makes some things happen. You could see why he's going to be a guy playing in the SEC next year. Red Raiders are going to get the football first. Sparks and Amari Jefferson are back there. Pretty good duo to return this opening kick of the game. All in the shadows right now as we are at game time, getting ready for kickoff. Red Raiders and Mustangs. Depending on what poll, every poll has them both top 5 in the state of Tennessee. And again, the stars are about to come out. Mustangs will kick off to the Red Raiders, about to get underway in this Division II contest, Division II AAA. First region game, district game of the season. So I kind of look at, you've gone through your non-conference stuff, taking on a team from New Jersey, a team from Georgia, and a team from New York. Short kick. They don't want to kick it to those speed guys. Fielded at the 20. It's Cody Davenport who gives some ground and pretty good coverage by the Mustangs. He goes backwards, caught it at the 20. Red Raiders will begin about the 17-yard line.
Credit Jace Williamson, number 7, with the tackle. Nice open field tackle on special teams for the Mustangs.
Jace is in that defensive secondary, and they have a lot to brag about. There's a lot of talent there. They're going to put his forward progress right at the 20. That's actually, I would say, not a bad spot for the Red Raiders. We get underway. First down and 10 yards to go. The defense is really the heart and soul of this Lipscomb football team. They make things happen on defense. Muschamp on first down. Play action. Has time. Throws it long on first down. Has a receiver up in the air. That is not only a catch, but a pass interference. So on play number 1, what does Baylor do? They establish themselves, and Cam Sparks says, one-on-one battle. He's won number 1.
Like we've seen a couple of times this season on the opening play, they take a deep shot. Whit Muschamp drops it right where it needs to be. When you catch the ball and you're interfered with, that's a heck of an effort.
Heck of an effort, and a heck of a concentration right there. That is not easy to do. He had to slow down to adjust to the football, and when he was run into. Pass interference. I believe the Red Raiders will decline the penalty.
Number 5 on the defense. That penalty will be declined. First down.
Hey, that's my first prediction of the night that's come true.
And once again, Cam Sparks right on the spot. This is a well-thrown football, but you're right, Jim. He had to adjust, and he made it happen.
A little bit of a high snap. Running room right up the middle, and he breaks a tackle. 25 down to the 20. 2 chunk plays for the Red Raiders on the first 2 plays of the game.
Let's credit that Baylor offensive line. I think it was through the A gap, and they did a fantastic job on number 95, Amir Leonard John. They moved him out of the way, and Shaquille Mills-Knight starts out with a fantastic gain on the ground.
That defensive tackle for the Mustangs, one of the tops in the country. Muschamp with time. A little happy feet, looking for a lane. Throws it in the end zone. How about that? 3 plays in. Touchdown Red Raiders. Amari Jefferson. I don't think Jefferson and Sparks are impressed with that Mustang defense. 3 plays and a touchdown.
A host of fantastic blocks. Shaquille Mills-Knight with 1, and Whit Muschamp got absolutely drilled as he completed that pass for a touchdown.
That's exactly what Eric Kimry wanted. That's why he took the football. So it's a 6-0 lead for the Red Raiders. Muschamp, touchdown pass number 11 of the season. Cooper Cowan now to try the extra point. Muschamp to Amari Jefferson. 20 yards on the opening possession. Kick on the way, a little chip shot, extra point. Bam! It's making a statement a little bit on possession number 1.
You know, Jim, when you look at tape of these guys, they go deep. They go deep to 17 usually early.
Yeah.
I think defensively I might want to have a heads up on that one. But you know what, Jim? They did. He was well covered, and he still made a great catch.
How about a 3-play, 80-yard drive to begin the game, scoring at the 11-17 mark. 43 seconds into the game, 43 seconds in 3 plays, and the Red Raiders with a lead over Lipscomb.
And that is amazing, but that's the way football is played on just about every level now.
What happened? Baylor won some one-on-one matchups, especially the opening pass of the game to Cam Sparks. Jefferson found some space in the end zone. Muschamp had time to throw, picked out a receiver, nailed it to him, and 1 good run between the tackles. So 2 passes, 1 run, 80 yards, touchdown, 7-0 Red Raiders. Less than a minute into the game. In moments, we will know for sure who the starting quarterback will be for the Mustangs. Their man, Deuce Knight, left on Wednesday. 2 days before game time. Was from Mississippi, went back to Mississippi. How about Cooper Cowan's kickoff in the end zone? I was talking with the head coach of the Mocs, Rusty Wright, the other day. Mocs had a couple in the end zone, 2 or 3 last Saturday. He goes, JR, what a difference that makes. What a difference that makes when you can almost plan on teams starting from with not good field position. Starting from the 20 where it's first down and 10 yards to go. So that's your starting quarterback, right? That's the man.
There it is.
A little short pass complete on the far side.
Tav Schaefer.
So Schaefer is a 6'2", 205 junior. Jackson Kilberg was the other choice, 6'3", 215 junior. So Deuce Knight was also a junior. He left. Deuce Knight was more of a scrambling guy. And that was one of those, I'm sure Baylor just worked all week on contain. And I don't believe Schaefer is that kind of quarterback per se. So both teams had to kind of scrap their game plans a couple of times this week. At least make an adjustment, and a big one. Another short screen pass, wide receiver screen, might be just enough for a Lipscomb first down.
That's Dylan,
just shot.
Dylan Lorick, Jim, the East Carolina commit for Lipscomb.
He's good. Going to be a Pirate at East Carolina in Greenville, North Carolina. Great campus. I knew a lot of folks there, knew their radio guys there for a long, long time. It's a great place to go. 3rd down and a yard. 3rd down and a yard for the Mustangs. Size in that backfield. Handoff, first man through. Little running room, just enough for a Lipscomb first down.
Look like Micah Burton on the carry that time.
Micah Burton is the man, a 5'9", 200-pound junior. They'll go Burton and Crockett and sometimes mix things up a little bit. Schaefer in there at the quarterback spot. You see Micah Burton, not the biggest guy in the world. Watch him. But, boy, is he quick. You talk about hitting the hole in a hurry. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Baylor shows blitz. Let's see if they're coming. Burton gets the haul and hit at the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a half yard.
They brought Graney Joyner on the edge on a blitz, but really the guys up front, Damani White, Quincy White, John Amofa Jr. just snuffed that play out.
Nelson McKnight at the linebacker spot, active per usual. That is short gain. Schaefer to throw over the middle. That's complete on the near side. Bobbled for a moment. That'll be another first down.
Cam Blivens, the sophomore receiver, with the catch there.
Nice catch. Knew where the stick was and brought it up to the 43-yard line. Boy, for Schaefer, you know they want to get him settled in a little bit. All of a sudden, first 3 weeks of the season, he's a backup. You're not getting all those reps with the first team. Then all of a sudden, oh, by the way, on Wednesday, he might be starting against one of the top teams in the state. Have a good night's sleep. Handoff, Burton, first man through. Hit. You can see how quick he is, how quickly he hits the hole. So the line of scrimmage started at the 44-yard line, and the Mustangs pick up about 4 yards on first down, second down and 6. Lipscomb Academy has moved to the 48-yard line. Pick up 4 yards on first down. 2 receivers left, 1 right, single setback. Boy, they're working Micah Burton right now. Quickness to the outside, bounces it out, and goes down. The turf monster got him, trying to make that cut. You can see he got up, thought he could have gotten more, just couldn't quite stick it in the dirt that time.
That time, Jim, Baylor brought Joel Lowenberg on a blitz, and they were able to break, contain, and get to the outside there.
So first down and 10. Red Raiders gamble a little bit, which I think they will do a little bit more of tonight. This is one of those, you open up the playbook, both sides of the football. Dylan Lowrick, the wide receiver far side, he is another one that every college coach in the country absolutely loves.
And you see 2 different offensive styles here, Jim.
Yeah.
Both basically spread looks, but the Mustangs much more methodical. They run tempo. It's just a slower tempo than you see from Baylor.
Inside the 40, down to the 36. Yeah, I think they're trying to lull you to sleep a little bit, using Burton inside, a couple of short passes. You watch, though. There'll be a play action coming. They'll try to go long at some point. Second down, good first yard gain. Schaefer throws, goes underneath. I think that's incomplete. Couldn't quite hang out. A little bit low, trying to hit the receiver coming back to the action. And that was Ward.
Baylor's Nelson McKnight, 16, came blasting in there and had a collision with Micah Burton. We'll call that one a draw.
So big third down play right here. Third down for the Mustangs. Baylor scored on their first possession. 3 plays into the game. Baylor scored. Red Raiders, as you see, with a 7-0 lead. Third down, about 2.5 or 3. They'll go with Burton, who's got the first down. Burton stutter step, saw an opening, cut across to his left, and picked up a Mustang first down.
And again, Jim, much more methodical, patient. They want that clock to run a little bit, especially after what they have seen from the explosive Baylor quick strike offense.
2 receivers left. Play action. Here it is. Rolls out near side. Pretty good pursuit. Wise move. You know what? For a young quarterback, for a guy that hasn't started this year, that's a great call. Rolled out near side, didn't have anything. Why put it up in the air, throwing against your body, throwing it on the run? Just threw it on the grass and lived to fight another day, 2nd and 10.
Damani White applied the pressure. They wanted to go to the tight end, but that was covered as well. Solid defense by the Red Raiders that time.
Schaefer goes from the shotgun, and Burton stands next to him, and Burton gets the call. Goes wide on the outside. Some running room. Breaks a tackle. Gets close to the stick. Let's see where they put him out.
Fantastic balance that time by number 15, Micah Burton. He tight-roped that sideline. body was twisted, but he got it done, and they moved the chains.
Low to the ground, but Micah Burton can make things happen. Brings it down to the 32-yard line. Brings it down to the 22-yard line for a Lipscomb Academy first down. Nice night for football. Great night, high school football here in Tennessee. We're at Baylor School in Chattanooga. Baylor Red Raiders taking on the Mustangs of Lipscomb Academy. Quick pop screen pass, far side, wide receiver screen. Some running room for Dylan Lowrick. He's the East Carolina guy we talked about earlier. They like him on that screen pass, just on the boundary far side. Gets about 9 yards on first down.
You talked about a quick strike. They got rid of that football because Quincy White was barreling down on Tav Schaefer. Good decision to get rid of the football in a hurry.
I would say on this drive, just getting yards on first down has been very, very critical. Staying on schedule, as coaches say. Schaefer, couple of snaps, and Barton in the backfield. How about that raging bull?
Woo! Joel Lowenberg brought the wood on that play.
Red Raiders send the linebacker. Lowenberg gets to the running back right at the exchange almost. How about that? Great play by the Red Raiders defensively. Now you're off schedule a little bit if you're the Mustangs. And it'll be third down. Huge play from the linebacker spot. Third down, about 6. Schaefer drops back, goes underneath, incomplete, and no flag. Tight coverage goes over the middle of the field. Boy, a lot of times you get receiver on linebacker. You like that?
It's been a big night for Joel Lowenberg already. A solid stop, and then that deflection. Number 4 has come ready to play tonight.
Couple of big games. Last 2 plays, big plays for him. And try about, a 35-yard field goal, 35-yard field goal attempt.
This is Kofi Boggs.
Yeah.
And I watched him in warm-ups, a left-footed kicker.
You have a problem with that?
No problem at all. You just don't always see it.
Boggs.
And the Mustangs have no problem with it.
So each team scores on their opening possession. Boggs, not only a kicker, but wide receiver and defensive back. A unique combination. He's one of those that sometimes he'll return a punt or a kick. Pretty talented guy. So each team scores on their opening possession. For the Red Raiders, a touchdown. For the Mustangs, a field goal. It's now a 7-3 matchup. How about that drive? That was 13 plays. And the Mustangs score at the, they used a chunk of that first quarter, 5:51 mark. Took the football at the 11:17 mark. Score with 5:51 to play in the first quarter.
Great play there by Lowenberg, as we talked about. Number 4 has solidified that linebacking core tonight.
So here's the difference in the team. Baylor scores in 43 seconds. Lipscomb Academy takes them 5:26 because they go 80 yards. Each team goes 80. Baylor did it in 3. Lipscomb did it in 13. Red Raiders trying to return the kick and get decent field position. They'll start around the 30-yard line. So a touchdown for the Red Raiders, field goal for the Mustangs, and it's a 7-3 Baylor lead. You can see Baylor with their second possession of the night, and it starts at the 5:45 mark of the first quarter. 1st and 10, Red Raiders. Lipscomb hasn't had a chance to show off that defense as of yet. 4th play from scrimmage for Baylor tonight. They scored on the 3rd on their first possession. Muschamp hands it off. Kind of running into the flow that time was Shakai Mills-Knight. So that combination of Shakai Mills-Knight and Cody Davenport, I think weeks 2 and 3 that has really paid dividends. A 5-yard gain on first down. So Baylor begins at the 30. They pick up 5 yards on first down. With Muschamp, who Eric Kimry calls the assassin, trying to get Amari Jefferson, and I think that time the defensive back played off the block well, and Jefferson was just stuck one-on-one right there.
And a nice play by Tennessee commit Caleb Beasley, blowing that play up from his cornerback spot.
Boy, Tennessee fans are going to love him. I saw him on film and watched him. You can see number one, bottom of your screen, standing right at the 40-yard line. He's lanky right now, but think 2 or 3 years in Josh Heupel's program. They put some weight on him. Muschamp, good decision right there. Turns the corner. Oh, I thought that was close to a block in the back. Turned the corner. Good job by Baylor in the fact that they were close to that block and then pulled back at the last second. Muschamp doesn't get the first down. Ooh, you got a tough decision right here.
The key to that play was the great ball fake in the midst of everything.
You are correct, sir. At the 39-yard line, you're taking on what many believe is the top team in the state. You're the underdog on your home field as a defending state champion. You're going to try and draw them offside, you're going to run a play. What are you doing, Coach Cecil? I need to know.
I'd go hard count. Really hard count.
Line up in the full house backfield on 4th and 1. They're going for it. And caught in the backfield, breaking a tackle and cannot get the first down. So giving it up on downs. Yeah, the tackle was high. I don't think it was a horse collar or a face mask. But you heard some of the groans in the fans that maybe they thought it was.
Chris Thompson started that, I believe, with the penetration, and Caleb Beasley finished it violently. A great defensive stand for the Mustangs.
Like we said, I haven't seen the Josh Heupel sighting, but he is supposed to be here tonight. Head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers getting ready to take on the Governors of Austin Peay tomorrow in Knoxville. On downs, big defensive play by the Mustangs, and they take over on the Baylor 37-yard line. We are giving a very good team a very short field right now. Schaefer, the starter tonight, after Deuce Knight left during the week. Going for the end zone, up in the air. Receiver goes down, incomplete, and overthrown. I think feet got tangled on that one. I don't think it was people looking at the football. Incomplete pass, but going for it. Going for it on the post pattern.
And why not? Your defense came up with a key stop on 4th down. You're in the enemy territory. Great field position.
3 receivers, trips left, 2 receivers right, naked backfield. Schaefer near sideline, and an easy touchdown for the Mustangs. Whiffed on the interception attempt, and so the Mustangs will take their first lead of the night.
Boy, Dylan Lorick got loose, got separated, and got in the open field, and there was just nowhere to go. You either deflect that or it's a touchdown, and the Mustangs won that battle.
4:45 mark. Lipscomb back on the board now with a 9-7 lead. First lead of the night for Lipscomb. And the extra point is good. Many people say that Dylan Lorick might be the best receiver in that group. That's saying a lot. Let's be honest. That's saying a lot.
He got separation off the break off the snap of the football, and just Baylor's defender was in no man's land. You either make the interception or it's a touchdown, and the scoreboard reflects the end of that battle.
Okay, the Mustangs, 13 plays on their first drive, two on their second. That took 14 seconds and 37 yards. So 2 plays, 37 yards, 14 seconds. Then Lorick, 37-yard touchdown reception. And, boy, Tav Schaefer looks nervous, doesn't he, making the start? Maybe not.
I don't think so.
He found out this week that all of a sudden you're vying for that starting spot. Sparks with a return up to the 10, to the 15. Turns the corner far side, little burst of speed. Finishes off, gets across the 30. Nice return by Cam Sparks. Boy,
Cam Sparks is so smooth, he made that look effortless.
One of the reasons that Josh Heupel and others come to watch the Red Raiders play, because Cam Sparks is just a junior. And a very fast junior he is. Red Raiders take over, as you can see, with 4:38 to play in the first quarter. Trailing for the first time tonight. Lipscomb 2 possessions, 2 scores. Baylor scored on their first possession. Take over here on their own 33-yard line. Muschamp takes the high snap. Going between the tackles. Not a lot of running room. Maybe a yard or two up to about the 34-yard line. Pick up about 2 yards on that first down play. Baylor in the red. Lipscomb in the white jerseys. Lipscomb has won back-to-back state championships. Baylor, the defending state champion in their division. Now they're in the same division because Lipscomb Academy moved up. LeBlanc moves tight on the left side. Handoff. And just trying to do a little misdirection that time. They go to Shakai Mills-Knight. Knight starts left, goes right, but that one in those slow developing plays, I'm not sure those are the kind of plays you're going to have a lot of success against this very, very good Mustang team.
Not early, Jim. You're going to have to wear this defensive front down a little bit.
So on the far side, you put both your wide receivers, Amari Jefferson and Cam Sparks. Near side, you split the tight end LeBlanc out left. Third down about 7. 3rd and 7 for Muschamp. A lot of coaches call that sugar. You go to the line of scrimmage, you look over, see what the defense does, and get the play. Drops back over the middle, has a receiver LeBlanc for the first down. Muschamp had enough time to throw, and give Muschamp some credit that time. Hung in there. The pressure was coming. He didn't panic, didn't step up in the pocket, set his feet, and threw a strike in the middle of the field for a Baylor first down.
Jim credits Shakai Mills-Knight with just enough on a very violent block. They sent some pressure that way, and Muschamp had just enough time to make just the right decision.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Big first down, moving into Mustang territory down to the 46-yard line. Muschamp to throw. A little bit of a one-on-one matchup there, and right when Cam Sparks was about to get some separation, the ball probably came a little bit quicker than he wanted. Incomplete pass on first down.
They brought Nathan Morton that time from his defensive back spot. He kind of blew that play up, made Muschamp throw the ball much quicker than he wanted to.
Mills-Knight standing next to Whit Muschamp. 2nd and 10. A lot of high snaps again tonight. Muschamp on the run, puts it up in the air, trying to hit LeBlanc and put it where only his receiver could get. A little bit on the high side and couldn't quite break it in that time. Good coverage by Bo Strickland that time for the Mustangs. They are loaded defensively. Look at Strickland, if you can see number 12. Not as thick as some of the other players on the Mustangs, but speed to burn. And it's 3rd and 10. So the Red Raiders have converted 1 big 3rd down play. Tried to convert a 4th down play last drive. That didn't work. Field position a little bit different this trip. LeBlanc and Sparks left, Jefferson right. Muschamp throws it underneath, but good coverage again by Lipscomb Academy. And so they went to the running back out of the backfield, sent Jefferson long, then went underneath. There he is.
There's Josh Heupel. Let's credit Chris Thompson with a nice open field tackle that time.
As we mentioned, 2 members of that Lipscomb defense have already committed to Tennessee, Edwin Spillman and Caleb Beasley. And Josh Heupel taking a look at those 2 players again. And several others. Baylor to punt this away on 4th and 9. Really trying to pin the Mustangs deep. That's one of those you do rugby style, hope for the roll. See if the Mustangs trying to string it out and return up to the 10. There's a
host of flags.
I was going to say multiple flaggage on that one. Here, talk about Josh Heupel coming in. He said, I'm sure he wants this. I said, no, he wants to be as low profile as possible. Trust me on this.
Yes.
Trust me.
Personal foul, blindside block on the return team. That'll be a 15-yard penalty and force half the distance to the goal. First down, Lipscomb.
So Eric Kimmerer got exactly what he wanted. That means Lipscomb had a short field last time. This was going to be a long field anyway, and then the penalty that brings it back to the 5-yard line. So Baylor head coach saying, you know what? Let's pin them back. Let's play defense for a while and see if they can string together 95 yards, or I guess 94 since they moved it up to the 6. 1st and 10 from the 6-yard line. That's where the Mustangs begin. They have scored on their first 2 possessions and have a 10-7 lead. Baylor scored first. Muschamp to Jefferson 20 yards and a field goal by Lipscomb. Then a touchdown, Dylan Lorick. Boy, you got to be impressed by him. Trying to go wide on the run and turn the corner. Just getting a little space to operate, but good job by the Baylor defense stringing that thing out.
But you see how hard 15 is to bring down Micah Burton. That took a host of Red Raiders. And 15 is dealing out some punishment tonight.
No question. Not a big guy, as we said, not very tall.
Runs big.
5'9", 200. And brings it up to the 9-yard line. But a good job by Baylor stringing things out defensively. So a gain of 3-4 yards on first down. 2nd down and 7. 2 tight ends. Burton gets the call again. Hit in the backfield, then brought forward. Red Raiders do a pretty nice job defensively. It's John Amufa Jr. Nose tackle spot. Gets hold of the running back and said, I ain't letting go. It'll be 3rd down. A lot of scoring already. Final minute of play, quarter number 1. Lipscomb has scored on a long drive and a short drive.
We're going to call this 3rd and 5.
So kind of that intermediate down for Schaefer right here, making the start at quarterback. High snap, Micah Burton. Hit once, hit twice, does not. And the Baylor Red Raiders said they got the football. Red Raiders say they got the football, and yes, Burton coughs it up. And now it's Baylor with a short field inside the 15. I think they're going to mark it around the 14-yard line. Baylor 1st down on the fumble. So Burton's done a lot of things right, but coughs up the football right there. Baylor will take over with 29 seconds.
Let's watch this. He gets strung up a little bit. Yeah, the ball is ripped loose.
Yeah. Teams practice that all the time.
That looks like...
Especially when you have 2 men up.
White ripped that loose. Excuse me.
Starting at the 14-yard line. Sending Sparks in motion, handing it off right up the middle. Getting good yards, and probably, maybe could be the final play of quarter number 1. Mills Knight gets the call once again. Started at the 14, just inside the 15. 2 or 3 hard-fought yards down to the 12. And yes, Baylor is saying, let's take a break. Stroll to the other end of the field and see if Baylor can regain the lead early here in the second quarter. So the first quarter ends with Lipscomb owning a 10-7 lead. Baylor scored first. Muschamp to Amari Jefferson for 20 yards. That was an 80-yard drive, 3 plays, 43 seconds. Baylor scores first and has a 7-0 lead. Then the Mustangs come back with a 13-play drive. They knock down the 35-yard field goal and make it 7-3. And then Baylor goes for it on a 4th down, unable to convert. Lipscomb gets it back, short field, and they punched it in from 37 yards a moment ago.
And Jim, right on cue, they're playing Rocky Top.
Do you think that is...
There's a lot of recruiting going on.
A coinky-dink going on? 'Tis not. Josh Heupel in the house. He already has 2, and again, they're verbal recruits. We talked about that. We said, can we talk to Josh Heupel on those recruits? And the answer is no. A verbal commitment means just like the verbal, contracts that you and I make to each other and bets we make and things like that. Mean absolutely nothing because we have no credibility. So
that's true.
If it ain't signed on the dotted line, that's why coaches don't comment on those verbal commitments. But on like signing day, when you actually have a binding national letter of intent, that's when they can comment. So Josh Heupel, I'm sure, likes what he sees from his 2 verbal commitments on that Mustang defense at linebacker and at cornerback. Here's the other thing, though, he may not like. He's going to have to play against some of these guys, Armani Jefferson and Whit Muschamp in the SEC in upcoming years. They move LeBlanc in motion on second down. Muschamp's ready to go, but Max LeBlanc was ready to go. The officials say, we're not ready to go.
Please set the scoreboard to 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Good catch by Tony Young, the referee.
Yes, no time should have gone off the clock. So it's second down, about 8. Second and a half, 7.5 or so. Muschamp takes a snap. There's that defense we talked about.
And the ball came loose.
The ball came loose, but
Luckily,
I think
his knee was down.
Yeah, after the whistle had blown. So using Cam Sparks as a running back spot, but again, that defense was pretty tight right there. And it's third down.
Nice run blitz that time by the Mustang defense.
Muschamp with Mills Knight on his right. It's Amari Jefferson top of your screen and Cam Sparks at the bottom. LeBlanc is tight at a tight end position. Muschamp sees the play, moves his running back from right side to left side. Muschamp to throw, hangs in there, looks in the corner, up in the air, and there it is. That's what he wanted, a little one-on-one coverage right there, and said, let's go to the tight end this side.
Max LeBlanc made that look easy. Trust me, folks, it wasn't. He posted up and had to deal with some serious coverage and great hands and great physical positioning by number 11 on that touchdown.
11:07 to play, second quarter, and the Red Raiders go back on top. Take a second look. Look at that. Little finesse underneath. Good hands. He's trying to rake that football away in that defensive secondary. Good hands, strong hands, hanging on, and the extra point for the Red Raiders is good. 2 touchdowns for Baylor, and they have a 14-10 lead. Little back and forth action going on. Max LeBlanc with his third touchdown reception of the season.
And you know, Jim, another good decision by Whit Muschamp. Knew exactly where he was going with the football, probably before it was snapped, but made a quick decision at the snap, and that gave LeBlanc time to post up and get in position for that catch.
Well, how many times have we talked about quarterbacks having to throw the football a little bit quicker than they wanted to? So give that offensive line credit. They've given quarterback Whit Muschamp time to make a decision, picks out a receiver, one-on-one coverage with Max LeBlanc.
Boom.
Pretty good decision. 12-yard touchdown reception. So Baylor took possession with 29 seconds to play in the first quarter, and they score 53 seconds into the second quarter. So a minute and 12 seconds, and it will go out of the end zone. Cooper Cowan with a long kick.
And to your point, Jim, what a luxury for your special teams to just say, Cooper, drill it in the back of the end zone, no return needed.
Livingston Academy lost their game to Saraland in Alabama by giving up defensive plays, defensive touchdowns. Here, a turnover lead. So remember, a fumble started this drive and gave Baylor a short field and good field position.
After their defense forced a change of downs on fourth down, which is basically a turnover as well.
Handoff right up the gut that time, trying to run the interior. Baylor stuffs that out very nicely, I would say.
I think that was Carter Garrett from his linebacker spot.
So a gain of a couple on first down, starting from the 20. And now it's second down and about 8. Second and 8 from the 22. Mustangs with the possession. Dump it off the pass near side. Complete.
Whoa.
Pretty good pop right there. Knocks the helmet off.
Knocked the helmet off. Boy, that time, Jim, I think Tav had a little bit more time. He might have than he thought he had. That play was not quite ready to be developed, to be cooked, so to speak.
I think that was Drew Patterson he threw it to. So it just flares out of the backfield, loss of a yard, and it's 3rd down 11. This will be a big stop for the Red Raiders right here. Schaefer drops back, has time, underneath, pass caught, but not enough for a Mustang first down.
And hey, what a solid open field tackle by T.J. Fields. Interception last week, solid open field tackling this week.
Boy, Fields against Lorick.
That's a heck of a match.
I was going to say, you better have some confidence in that, because he can make you look bad.
Somehow I think both those gentlemen aren't lacking in confidence.
They got some swagger. Got some swagger. So a rare 1, 2, 3 and out for Lipscomb Academy. Must be nice to be coached by an NFL Hall of Famer. He shanks that one. That's not a good kick at all. In fact, it hits on his own side of the field. Baylor may begin right at midfield. Let's see where they spot this football. They'll put it on the Baylor side at around the 49-yard line. A 1, 2, 3 and out. So Baylor takes the lead, then the defense holds on the next possession, and the Red Raiders get the football back. Bad punt. Red Raiders have it on the 49-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. So a fumble, touchdown, take the lead, hold on defense, bad punt. Things going the Red Raiders' way the last couple of moments. As you can see, 9:29 to play until halftime. From the 49, do you go quick right here? No. Hand it off in the backfield and lose a yard on first down. Testing that defense that time. And
that was Danny Brown.
And exactly, you saw number 11 coming up celebrating. That's because he made a nice play. Just a sophomore at that defensive end spot for the Mustangs. I'll say spotted no gain on first down. 2nd down and 10. 2nd and 10. Baylor on their own 49-yard line. Mills Knight standing next to Whit Muschamp. Far side, Amari Jefferson. 2 receivers near side. Muschamp over the middle. Complete, but not a big gain. Maybe about a 5-yard pickup down into Lipscomb territory, down to about the 46-yard line. Yeah,
but Jim, that gives you
a makeable 3rd and 5. Yeah,
3rd and 5.
Yeah, 3rd and 5 situation. So kind of got what they wanted right there. Eric Kimry, the head coach of the Red Raiders, he calls all the plays on offense.
They might turn Max loose again on this play.
3rd down, about 5. Muschamp from the gun. No, hand off to Mills Knight, who bursts up. Nice burst of speed. At the end there, he said, my knee didn't go down. He burst off. Let's see if they give him those extra yards. And the answer to that is no, but it's enough for a first down.
But how about that explosion? They missed little misdirection. They sell going wide. And Shakai Mills Knight hits the turbos and churns out a much-needed first down.
Needed 5. Got about 5.5 for a Baylor first down at the 41-yard line. Jefferson on the near side with Rastelli. Play action. Muschamp, flush from the pocket, buys himself some time and dumps it off on the sideline. I think that's going to be good enough for a first down. Was coming back.
Jim, I know we say it a lot, but that's a fantastic decision. He sold running and then pulled back because he saw an oncoming freight train and got enough on the football to lead his receiver back, and it's inches from a first down.
I was going to say, that's a tough spot. I don't think that was a great spot for Baylor. But a little bit tough because he was coming back to the quarterback, coming back to get the football, and they spot it just shy. Right?
About looks like half a football.
Yeah. So if it's 2nd down and a foot, you got a great gambling down. You might
illegal participation. Number 7 on the offense, going out of bounds and coming back on his own. The 15-yard penalty will replay first down.
Did not see that.
I didn't either. sometimes, I'll just be honest with you, receivers go on the sideline, they're looking back, and sometimes you just inadvertently, that's exactly right. They don't even know. You inadvertently, because you're not focusing on your feet, you're focusing on that quarterback, and as we said, coming back to the football.
So they call Amari Jefferson for that. Jim, can you reestablish? Is it like the college game? You can reestablish, get in bounds and reestablish on the high school level?
I think it would have been okay had he been pushed or forced or defensive, but they said he went out of bounds on his own.
Got you.
So they want to make sure he doesn't go out of bounds and then run along the bench and then all of a sudden come out in the end zone.
Right.
So if you're forced out in some way, then you can reestablish and come back in. In a situation like that where they said he was not forced out, that's why it's a 15-yard penalty.
Another flag on this play.
Yeah. Interesting game. 7:20, so we're basically midway through the second quarter. And going in reverse once again.
Illegal shift on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
I asked Eric Kirby the other day, I said, penalties like that, does it drive you crazy? He goes, absolutely. He didn't have to think twice about it. Those kind of things where you had some personal foul penalties or, pre-snap, as they call it, pre-snap penalties there. Absolutely. Drives me insane. Muschamp, flush from the pocket. Mills Knight says, just dump it off to me and I'll do something. And he does. Breaks a tackle, gets it across the 45. Now, there's still a long way to go.
But you notice that play, Jim? Even when Muschamp was under pressure, a little bit of pressure, he gets rid of the football and Shakai Mills-Knight catches it in stride.
Muschamp still had time, looked down the field and saw Mills-Knight was the best option. Kind of the safety valve on that play. But you still have to get all the way to the Mustangs' 31-yard line after back-to-back penalties to pick up a first down. So you're on your own 47. So you got work to do on this second down play. Muschamp, how about that fake? Near side, Cam Sparks makes the catch, breaks a tackle, down to near the 40-yard line. So now you're in manageable territory, a term we use a lot.
Here's what sold that play. Whit Muschamp turned his back.
Absolutely.
And eventually went back with the football. That's just really tough on a defense to defend.
So Muschamp turns his back, and everyone looks left, including you and me. Comes back right, and has a great one-on-one receiver, Cam Sparks, who makes the catch and does a little bit more after that. You've still got a third and long, but it's not third and eternity, which it was a moment ago. It's third down about 10. Muschamp over the middle, one-on-one coverage. He trusts his man. Coming up with a lucky 7 right there.
Alabama commit Amari Jefferson got position and battled and won the battle and kept the football.
That's what we mentioned, Josh Heupel, the head coach at Tennessee. That's the one thing he doesn't want to see. I'm going to have to face that guy. Amari Jefferson one-on-one. If Muschamp has time to pick out the one-on-one coverages, either to Sparks or to Jefferson, he's going to have a pretty impressive night. Baylor back on top, 14-10, looking for more now. Mixing it up. I would say keeping them honest, say let's run something between the tackles after that nice first down. So what was it? It was first down about 27 or whatever it was. And they're able to overcome that. That doesn't happen all the time. So second down. A little hype night going on. Whit Muschamp. Coach Kimry scolded me. He said, JR, he's quicker than you say he is. He says he runs a 4.7, 4.740. Mills Knight running room. Good acceleration and breaks a tackle and dives forward. That dive gives him the first down right at the 15-yard line.
Edwin Spillman hung on for dear life that time. He nearly gave up a touchdown.
Spillman, one of the Tennessee commits that Josh Heupel is here to see, but dives forward to the 15 and picks up a Red Raider first down. Mixing up nicely, Mills Knight. Have we seen Cody Davenport high snap? Mills Knight gets the call, and I just think that high snap might have messed up the timing of that whole play. High snap just took a half second off, but Mills Knight had to wait just a half second for that handoff, goes into that interior line, and comes away with nada. Clock running, you can see, hitting the 4-minute mark of a pretty entertaining first half. Muschamp checking out things on the offensive line, pulling it back, throwing it near side and complete. That's a pretty high tackle, a little wrestling match. No flag.
The folks in red wanted one. Hey, let's credit Amari Jefferson. It is a physical slugfest out there.
He wasn't going down either, was he?
One-on-one with Jace Williamson. And Amari held on to that football.
And Williamson's a good one, too. I'll say it again. If Muschamp has time to pick out one-on-one coverage with either Sparks or LeBlanc or Jefferson, I think he has so much faith in those guys to win those individual battles, even against very, very good defensive backs. So it's third down. High snap. Mills Knight running room and in the end zone. How about that? With 2:49 to play in the first half. So you talk about those receivers, and Mills Knight does the dirty work. Gets in there and gets in the end zone for the third time tonight. Baylor's in the end zone. Jefferson scored one.
That was a long drive fraught with a couple of mistakes, but they made fantastic plays. And like you said, Jim, the key to that drive, Whit Muschamp had time to pick apart the Mustang defense.
Scoring right at the end of the first half.
Stay tuned for halftime, folks. Special musical guest.
You're looking forward to that, aren't you?
I am.
Mills Knight with a touchdown. Nice touchdown run. Good drive, able to overcome a few things.
I mean, Jim, when you can overcome how many penalties? 2 penalties, a first and 25. And some great calls, let's be honest, by Eric Kimry. Really nice calls. Put his team in some successful positions, and they capitalized.
Yeah, a good series, I was going to say, by some of the stars. One-on-one coverages, winning those individual battles. There we go.
Amari Jefferson won 2 of those individual battles. So 2:49 left.
Shocked I'm not. We've seen Amari Jefferson already several times. He wins, I would say, more than his fair share.
Yes.
You find that matchup, or Cam Sparks, or LeBlanc, kicking it short. Both teams with that philosophy. Over the shoulder catch.
And here's an amazing thing. Right now, Eric Kimry and Whit Muschamp are looking at an iPad of the previous series. That's just kind of where football is now.
So that's a pretty good kickoff for Baylor right there. Putting him on the 21-yard line. 21-10 in favor of the Red Raiders.
Plenty of time left, though, for the Mustangs.
Yeah, 2:49. They've taken a long time to score on a field goal. They've taken a short time to score. Their 2 scores on night, obviously touchdown, field goal, or field goal, touchdown.
I would say after what the Mustangs have been through already this season, they're not exactly worried, but it's got to be mentally fatiguing a little bit to come in this place. You're on the road and find yourself down by 11.
Complete near side, grabbing the jersey for the moment, so a short gain. Boy, Dylan Lowrick, I like him a lot. Couldn't break away from that one, but If he gets his hands on the football.
He almost got loose.
Yes, he did. Again, a good jersey that time helped the Red Raiders. Second down, about a gain of 4 on first down. Going long, one-on-one coverage near side, and they're going to say force them out of bounds.
I just don't think that ball was catchable, though.
I don't know if it was catchable, and where were their heads, meaning were they both looking back at the quarterback when that contact occurred?
I just don't think there's any way that ball was, I mean, you can catch it out of bounds. It wasn't catchable in bounds.
TJ Fields.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
That is a stout penalty.
Yeah, I would say this is a big game for Lipscomb. You know, it's all good. And I said, you know, look at that 1-2 record they have. They've lost to 2 very good teams. But if you're the top team in the state, you better start winning some games, right?
Especially this is a region game now.
Yes. As Lipscomb has moved up after winning back-to-back state championships in AA, now in AAA, along with the Red Raiders. They're showing blitz. Schaefer rolls out far side, throws on the run. What a nice throw on the run. They had some backside pursuit from Quincy White, and the quarterback, Tav Schaefer, making his first start.
And let's credit to junior Jack Westlake with a solid reception there.
Going tempo here, but penalty flags down. I'm not sure everyone was set for the Mustangs, but they wanted to go fast all of a sudden.
False start on the offense. Number 9. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Yeah, I'm not sure everyone was ready to go that time, and the snap count was wrong. Kofi Boggs moved a little bit too soon, so 5-yard penalty. So after picking up the first down, now it's 1st and 15. 1st and 15 for the Mustangs. As you can see, we're approaching that 2-minute mark. Pass a little bit high on the far side and incomplete. Trying to go to Caleb Beasley, like we said. Beasley, really good defensive back, really good wide receivers. So that's a Tennessee commit, or one of the 2. Already made a verbal commitment to wear orange next fall, and that's the reason that, yes, head coach of the Volunteers, Josh Heupel, is here. 2nd and 15. 3-man front for the Red Raiders. Schaefer, the quarterback, found out earlier this week that he was starting. Pass complete far side, diving forward just enough for a first down. Inside the 40-yard line. I think that first down will put him around the 38. So able to overcome a 5-yard penalty and overcome a 2nd and 15 to convert.
Baylor brought some heat that time, but Tav Schaefer threw right into it to find Beasley.
As we said, Schaefer's being recruited by a lot of people as well. Talk about Deuce Knight. Left during the week. The number 4 ranked scrambling quarterback in the country. Deuce Knight from Mississippi. I just, like I've said earlier.
Number 1 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
I just think he got homesick and went back home on Wednesday. And all of a sudden, one of the top quarterbacks in the country and the number 1 quarterback for Lipscomb Academy, he's gone. Tav Schaefer moves up to the number 1 spot, and he has played well. Make no mistake about it. 1st and 10. It's number 18, one-on-one coverage. Pretty good inside coverage by the Red Raiders that time defensively, but they were going to Beasley once again, weren't they?
They were.
Number 1.
Let's credit TJ Fields, held his position.
Had good position inside, even though you can tell he gives up some inches to Beasley, who's listed at 6'1", 180.
Plenty of time here, Jim. 149, and each team has 3 timeouts.
2nd and 15. Schaefer from the gun. 2nd and long. Flush from the pocket. Little jump pass. Wow.
They're going to say...
I know 3 people that are in agreement that it's pass interference, I guess.
They're going to say that TJ Fields got there a little too early. I'm not sure.
Both were coming back to the football. But like I said, when 2 or 3 flags come in, you have at least a consensus.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
And that's 2 of those on this drive alone.
So think of that, 30 yards of this drive via the penalty. And a couple of penalties have been called on Lipscomb on this drive as well. So again, they're able to overcome a 2nd and 15, pick up the first down by a penalty. Now at the 28-yard line where it's 1st and 10. You mentioned time really not a factor with 3 timeouts and 1:43 remaining. 2 receivers left side, 2 receivers right side. Tav Shaker has Micah Burton standing next to him. Throws far sideline.
And let's credit TJ Fields. They go right back at him after he got called for PI, and he held his ground and made a nice play there.
What do they say, those DBs, those corners? You have to have a short memory. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 for the Red Raiders. Schaefer with time. Throws in a crowd and had the back end of the football, but couldn't get the middle of the football that time. Dylan Lorick, one of the few times tonight, he was unable to bring it in.
Just a massive collision there between those two lines, the Baylor defensive line and the Mustang offensive line. And Schaefer didn't quite have as much time as he wanted on that. Couldn't quite put the right spin on that football.
Had time initially, then the wall collapsed a little bit, so he was forced to unload a little bit quicker than he wanted to, and it's 3rd and 10. Big play on this drive. Big play in this first half. From the gun with a naked backfield. Throws far sideline again. Popped up in the air. Boy, you talk about perfect timing. He's saying right now, okay, pick on me all night long. Nice play again by the Red Raiders defensively. Separating receiver and football with perfect timing. Now, what do you do? On 4th down and 10, field goal from here is about 45 yards, so they're not going that way. Special teams not in the game. Here's a situation, might try for another PI, pass interference, and get a first down that way. Are they going Wildcat with Burton? Big play in the game. Fans react. Schaefer's
Timeout.
Yeah.
Baylor.
Interesting. Baylor calls the timeout right here.
Good time to use one.
Yeah, I mean, 1:29 remaining. You're on defense right now.
Get everything squared away. You might have had a peek at what you thought they might do offensively.
I just thought that play clock was winding down on Lipscomb, but they have timeouts as well. So, as you can see, now the officials said the timeout was Baylor, but they took the timeout away from Lipscomb. I would thought Lipscomb would have called the timeout there, but like I said, play clock was running down, and I don't think in the big spectrum of life it's going to make a whole lot of difference. But it's 4th down and 10. Some of the individual battles have been fun to watch. And I mean, you get talented guys, talented receivers on talented defensive backs. That's a pretty good show.
It is.
You have quarterbacks that have time to try and find that one-on-one coverage and then see how players react with that one-on-one coverage. That's been the story of the first half, I think. Depending on what poll you want. Max Preck says Lipscomb's the best team in the state of Tennessee, and Baylor's 3rd. AP says Lipscomb is 5th, and Baylor's number 2. Scoreboard says 21-10. In motion. Schaefer throws off the back foot. I think he felt that pressure, and he should have.
He should have. Quincy White was coming and coming hard that time.
Yeah, one more. He wanted to give his receiver one more step, but one more step would have been one more step for that defensive end to get to the quarterback.
Micah Burton to get farther in the flat and hit him in stride, but there just was no time for that.
Good defensive play, so maybe that timeout was very well worth it. So Lipscomb turns the ball over on downs, and if you're Baylor right now, you say, I will take this and just say, all I want is to hang on to the football for 1:24 and go to the locker room with a smile on my face.
Or you treat it like the first play of the game and you throw it up top to number 17 deep.
You're so greedy. So greedy. Be happy. Be happy with where you are. Muschamp. Yes, again, he does not make bad decisions. I thought that was the best decision. So sent people in motion, had someone on the screen, but they were defensive guys that were kind of playing, they were ready to break on the football. He could have thrown it long, but you didn't have a guy. I just thought throwing away, that's the perfect play right there. He's not greedy like some people I know.
To that greedy comment, I'm going to paraphrase a Jimmy Johnson quote. When you're fighting a gorilla, you hit him with everything you got as often as you can.
2nd down and 10 yards to go. Nels Knight, the single setback. Whit Muschamp goes from the gun. Vanderbilt commit. Hands it off to his running back, who goes right up the middle.
I don't think that ankle's bothering him at all. He has got some explosiveness from the very first step tonight.
I think he's a little bit quicker. I think he's more explosive now than he was week 1 of the season.
Absolutely.
So I think that has been a key for him to become more and more important in this offensive philosophy. Neither team really wants to stop the clock right now. Both teams could. I don't think either team wants to. Well, maybe now here we go. But they let it run down for a while now.
Timeout. Lipscomb.
So all in all, I will say this, a different football game than I thought we would have. I did not think that Baylor would have 21 points at this juncture of the first half with all the hype. Talk about that Lipscomb defense, and they are good. And as we said, there's some stars there, but credit that offensive line for Baylor, because Muschamp, for the most part,
absolutely
has had time to throw. And again, if you give him time to throw, and he can pick out one of those receivers, and again, as we've said, kind of searching for that one-on-one coverage, I think that makes him pretty deadly. Eric Kimry calls him the assassin. He's picked off 2 or 3 so far tonight.
I think that's a great nickname.
Very cool operator. And I will go this way on Lipscomb as well. For Tav Schaefer to jump in there as a junior for his first start of the season. They've had a couple pre-snap mistakes, but all in all, and they've had a turnover or 2, but none of those are his fault. I think Schaefer's done a very nice job, especially under the circumstances.
When you consider how much emotion is riding on his shoulders to start the game, he has really played well.
3rd down, about 7. Muschamp sets up the screen underneath, complete to Sparks. Breaks 1 tackle, but can't take on 2 or 3 defenders. Gains maybe a yard, so you can see him circle back for the screen pass. Middle screen caught.
Lipscomb.
How about this?
Yeah, I get it. Make him punt. 40 seconds left, and you don't know. Kevin Mawai, in his first year as the head coach of the Mustangs. NFL Hall of Famer. Played in the offensive line. Last 3 years with the Tennessee Titans. Played with the Jets for a good portion of his Hall of Fame career. Was an assistant coach with the Indianapolis Colts, and again was a teammate with Grant Williams, one of the coaches on the Lipscomb staff. They were teammates in Seattle. Both played for the Seahawks and became very good friends. And Grant Williams was on the staff of Trent Dilfer. So Dilfer left to go to UAB. Williams suggested that Kevin Mawai at least get a phone call. They talked a little bit to the head of the school at Lipscomb Academy, and all of a sudden, Kevin Mawai was the head coach. He had coached as an assistant volunteer at Montgomery Bell. Had been the head coach at junior high and middle school football. Had also done some work at Vanderbilt in the NFL, so he'd been on just about every level, except maybe fantasy. I'm not sure. Might have excelled there as well.
And he'll be the first to tell you that experience is probably invaluable right now.
4th down, Baylor to punt. So Baylor's going to burn a timeout right here. Cooper Cowan, kicker for the Red Raiders, was with South Pittsburgh a year ago. He was a Pirate, then a Red Raider, and he's one of those, he goes to all the camps, and I'd hate to see, I don't know if anyone still sends mail as far as recruits are concerned. I bet they do. But I'm sure he's got boxes full, because they say he can basically go, he can write his ticket. He can go where he wants to go. He's that good. And one of those guys who's been out there in all the camps, so everyone knows who he is.
Baylor's got a history of great kickers. I remember Enrique Ribeiro.
Yeah, saw him with the Mocs after his time here. They've had several. Cooper Cowan just the latest. 4th down and about 6.
You need to dial up a boomer on this play for sure.
With 40. First of all, make sure you get the snap. First of all, catch it. Second of all, kick it. Snap's good. Cowan gets it off, looking for a little roll right here. And he gets that roll. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow.
I was going to say, is that not invaluable? Is that not invaluable?
Hey, that flips the whole field, Jim. That changes everything. Now you have 26 seconds, and you're in the shadow of your own end zone.
Yeah, that changes your greed factor right there. Now you're in the take a knee type of situation.
Yes.
Might be Baylor the one that calls some timeouts. Kamarian Ward just watched it roll, which was the right move, I might add.
I thought he might have gotten too close to that thing,
yes.
And it might deflect off his knee.
I agree. There's no reason for a return man in that situation. You're not going to return it. Get away from the football. That thing can take a crazy bounce every so often. So 26 seconds to play in the half. Boom. How about that hit?
That kind of sums up the first half.
Micah Burton once again taking that pop.
Let's give an assist to Cooper Cowan and the Baylor special team. Just that effectively flipped this field and
no question
changed everything about the last 25 seconds.
Yeah, it made Lipscomb Academy very defensive, even though they had the football. And again, neither team wanted to stop the clock. So how about that? A 21-10 lead for the Red Raiders at halftime. They have played awfully well. No big mistakes by the Red Raiders in half number 1. And again, continuing to be aggressive. Coming out and scoring a touchdown on their first possession of the game. Opening possession. Baylor scores 43 seconds into the game. Whit Muschamp and Amari Jefferson, 20-yard touchdown pass. Baylor goes 80 yards, 3 plays, 43 seconds. Red Raiders take a quick 7-0 lead, and Red Raiders won the toss. Eric Kimry said, we want the football first, and kind of knew what they wanted to do with it, completing an 80-yard drive. Muschamp to Jefferson, 20 yards, 7-0 lead for Baylor. Then the first possession of the game for Lipscomb. They get a 35-yard field goal. They go 80 yards in 13 plays, 5:26 on the clock. That makes it 7-3 at the 5:51 mark of the first quarter. Lipscomb takes the lead at the 4:45 mark of the first quarter. Dylan Lowrick, who we saw tonight, he is pretty awesome. 2-play drive, 14 seconds. They only go 37 yards because Baylor went for it. They were stopped on downs, making a short field for Lipscomb. Lipscomb able to turn around and convert and take a 10-7 lead. Then credit Baylor. Red Raiders come right back. 11:07 to play in the second quarter. First minute, second quarter. Muschamp hits Max LeBlanc on a 12-yard pass. Added its extra 2.5 minutes to the halftime activities. 21-10, Baylor with the lead at the halftime intermission. And again, Baylor scored in their opening possession of the game, taking a 7-0 lead. 21-10 the score at halftime. Baylor scored single touchdown in the first, 2 touchdowns in the second, and lead at 21-10 at the intermission. Gave a little extra time to get warmed up, but this is a nice night for high school football here at Haywood Stadium. For the Red Raiders, they're on the road at Christian Brothers next week, back at home against Brentwood Academy at McCauley, then a bye week, then we'll take on Life Christian Academy on the 13th. Big rematch with NBA on the 20th, Father Ryan on the 27th. All right, so what has to happen in the second half? Remember that Lipscomb gets the football first after Baylor won the toss and elected to take the football first, and turned out to be a good decision as they scored on possession number 1.
Ideally, you want a great kick and you want a 3-and-out from your defense. I have to admit, Jim, 31 points in the first half between these two teams doesn't surprise me. The Baylor's up 11, and they did it pretty easily, to be honest with you. That is surprising, and they've really hit on everything offensively. They've run the ball in between the tackles, haven't gone wide, haven't needed to. They've won one-on-one receiver DB battles on each sideline. It's just been a solid first half for the Red Raiders. If you're Lipscomb, you got to feel like we're really close. We're close to a turnover. You know, they actually had the table set to maybe get some points at the end of the half, but that punt changed everything, and I think that's the edge that Baylor has in special teams. They've been way more consistent, especially the past 2 weeks. That third of the game is probably what's going to decide this contest.
I would look at it this way. The Lipscomb scored 1 touchdown tonight, and the only touchdown they have came on a short field. Remember, Baylor went for it, didn't make it on 4th down. Lipscomb only had to go 37 yards. So I would say if I'm Baylor, and this is a flip from what I thought it was going to be, I'm going to trust my defense. I'm going to say I'm going to make this offense go 80 yards, go 75 yards, whatever it is, because the only time they've proven they could score tonight was on a short field.
Great point.
Let's see what those one-on-one coverages are like as far as the Mustangs going against the Red Raiders.
I felt like as the first half went on, Baylor got more and more pressure and made Tav Schaefer just be uncomfortable enough to make quick, hurried decisions, and they weren't quite as effective as they needed to be.
I was going to say, I talk about this all the time. I don't think Baylor got out of their comfort zone very many times tonight. And again, you got to play clean. Can't start a turnover fest or anything like that. And again, the weapon we don't talk about enough is probably that number 95 that's getting ready to kick it off. Because as you mentioned,
absolutely.
Last couple moments of the first half, he changed everything with one big boot. One of the Baylor lettermen. So the Red Raiders will kick off, 21-10 lead. Max Prep says Lipscomb Academy is the number 1 best team in the state. Any class, any division, anywhere. Red Raiders trying to prove them wrong. I was going to say, that's what a weapon. You were able to kick it into the end zone. And
not just kick it in the end zone, it's a no-doubter.
Yeah, 5 yards or 6 yards deep into the end zone. So then you go with that philosophy, make them go 80 yards, make them go 75 yards, and see if Lipscomb can put together that long drive. They've been kind of a quick strike team, but again, just to recap, Lipscomb lost their quarterback Deuce Knight from Mississippi, just went home during the week. And so all of a sudden you have a different face and a different look, because Knight was a scrambling guy that made a lot of things happen. I don't think Tav Schaefer, who's played well, we've pointed that out many times tonight, but he's not that guy that's just going to run up and down the field and a guy you're going to worry about losing contain about. But that guy's pretty good. Micah Burton gets the first call of the second half and picks up about 4 or 5 yards.
This is a big series for Damani White, Quincy White, and John Amofa Jr. If they can control the line of scrimmage and get some penetration, they're going to be tough to deal with the rest of the second half.
See that number 11, the wide receiver on the top of your screen. That's the guy that we've talked about a lot. Dylan Lorick, a commit for East Carolina. Well, misdirection that time and running room.
Look at this.
Big chunk. Look at that speed. Trying to cut him off and gets him inside the 40.
Got him in just the right alignment they wanted, and they popped that one big time. Micah Burton hit the hole with a quickness, and he was second level before the Red Raiders could find him.
Then all of a sudden you're in a foot race with a fast guy. That's a big play for the Mustangs. Schaefer throws it near side, wanted quick, and couldn't get it.
Andy Smith with the drop that time, and it was Baylor had trouble getting lined up there on that play. They dodged one there.
Yeah, Andy Smith from his tight end spot, the intended receiver, just, I think, tried to force that thing just a little bit too quickly. You had time. You could float that out a little bit more. 2nd and 10. Opening drive, third quarter. Schaefer back the other way. Had a notion on breaking for the football, didn't he? But he said, no, I'm going to play it safe this time.
And again, the Baylor defense brought pressure. It was picked up that time pretty decently by the Mustangs. But it still makes a quarterback uncomfortable when you see that coming at you.
At the 31-yard line. So third down, about 6. Trips, 3 receivers left side. Being rushed and brought down. How about that?
There's that man again, Joel Lowenberg.
Biggest play of the night, sack leader for Baylor. Gets to the quarterback. They sent the linebacker, and that gamble came up. Pretty darn impressive for the Red Raiders.
They have turned number 4 loose tonight.
Couple of times.
What a difference that makes, Jim.
So defensive coordinator Chris Brown got it right, Chris. Sent the linebacker, got to the quarterback. He had no time to set up. So Lipscomb to punt this away. Got the football where he wanted it. Does it go in the end zone? Yes, it does. Break for the Red Raiders.
That was a break.
Boy, do you feel momentum all of a sudden?
They should have had that downed inside the 2-yard line. This is a big series, Jim. This is a big series. Your defense bends, doesn't break. Watch the penetration here. They brought some heat, and number 4 comes free. Boy, he and Quincy White, we talked about that defensive line. They got it done that time.
Yeah, Lowenberg was there. He had some company in the backfield. 9:54 to play in the third quarter from the 20. High snap, little running room. Again, decent yards, couple of yards on first down. You get 3 or 4 yards on first down, as coaches say, you're on schedule. Wow, and a late flag. Someone must have said something that was inappropriate on a family show like this one.
And the Mustangs are walking back. It's on them.
Personal foul. Number 13 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
And that was a late flag. That was not on a hit. That was not a face mask. That was Mr. Spillman.
Edwin Spillman, Tennessee commit.
And penalties have been a big part of the game. Couple of PIs, pass interference calls.
2 of them on Baylor.
Yeah.
Table set an entire drive for the Mustangs.
First and 10, 37-yard line. With time, he felt that just at the last moment and got it away. Breaking a tackle and down inside the 30-yard line.
Ben Darnell must have had Stickum on those gloves. Fingertip catch. Muschamp takes another shot and delivers in the nick of time.
I was going to say, that time the Mustangs blitzed the quarterback. He was able to just unload quicker than he wanted to. And how about Ben Darnell, the number 2 tight end for the Red Raiders, reaches back, catches the back side of the football, brings it down, breaks a tackle down to the 28-yard line. That is huge. The big plays like that have gone the Red Raiders' way most of the night so far tonight. Mills Knight, not easy sledding that time between the tackles.
They've changed some things on that defensive line. Not quite as easy between the tackles in the second half as it was in the first half for Shakai Mills Knight.
Cam Smarks was headed out, then all of a sudden he started backpedaling and said, I'm staying in. Sparks, number 17, you see on the top side of your screen, and Max LeBlanc, number 11. And then Amari Jefferson on the near side. Single setback for Muschamp. Play action that time, but
maybe too much time.
Yeah.
Prior to the snap, false start. 58 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Been a few of those tonight as well.
Yes.
More of them on Lipscomb, I believe, than on the Red Raiders, but a couple of those. Those that drive coaches crazy. So a 5-yard walk-off against the Red Raiders. First and 15. Back at the 33-yard line. Clock running. Clock is really a good friend for Baylor right now. 2 receivers left, 1 right. We're in the third quarter. I get it. Muschamp with time. Near sideline. There's your Alabama recruit. I thought maybe a late hit. So did Eric Kimry. And there's the flag. Did he throw it? No. Kimry wanted a flag, and I thought it was laid out of bounds that he took a pop. No flag on the play, but there is a completion in the first down, so Amari Jefferson will just have to settle for that.
How automatic is number 7 at the sideline? You can throw it high, low. He's going to bring it in absolutely wide open.
So they lose 5 yards via the penalty and still able to convert to the 18-yard line. Just enough for a Red Raider first down. Mills Knight gets the call. Again, he runs into a crowd and runs away from it.
Boy, what vision and great body lean and balance.
I was going to say, he was out of sight there for a second, lost from view. Brings it down to the 11.
Mustang defensive line's a little winded. You see 95 checking out here.
Yeah.
They're a little winded.
Number 53, that's a big man. High snap, pulls it back, dumps it underneath. LeBlanc gets inside the 5-yard line.
Again, Jim, not a big gain, but a positive gain. Another solid decision. Muschamp got rid of the football because he had to.
Gets out of bounds at the 6. You punch it in right here,
you're saying something.
You're starting to count possessions. Oh, not that time. I think Muschamp said, you know what, I kind of wish I would have pulled that back, because as soon as he handed off to Mills Knight, that defense, we touted in the pregame and talked about how good they are. And
I think that was Michael Hubble, the senior, from his defensive end spot that blew that play up.
So it's second down. Second down and goal. Back at the 10-yard line. Muschamp. They go to it again. Mills Knight breaks a tackle this time. Gets between 2. Brings it down to about the 6. So this is going to be one of the biggest plays of the night right here. Clock running 6:20 to play in quarter number 3.
Well, you have to feel like, Jim, with the success of their kicking game, this is a 4-point play here.
I'll go back to my favorite Eric Kimry quote of the week. I hate field goals with a passion. I hate field goals with a passion.
But he'll take them. Well, we got all kind of movement here.
I was going to say, switching 2 receivers right to left and left to right. Better hurry. Muschamp from the gun. Pulls it back. Rolls out near side. Throws back of the end zone. Is he in bounds is the question.
They said no.
And the answer is no, and I think that's right.
Man, what an effort by Max LeBlanc. Got up, climbed the ladder, just could not get either foot down in bounds. Had what he wanted.
Got backside, yeah.
Probably wanted to wait about a second and a half longer to let that thing go.
So for the man that hates field goals with a passion, guess what they're going to do right now?
He's going to kick one, though.
Take 3 points.
Well,
if Cooper Cowan is accurate.
Another penalty.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat, 4th down.
I believe that will bother Mr. Cowan very much.
You think he's got the distance?
He's shown it a couple of times.
I tend to agree. But how about this? 5:36 left in the third quarter.
Kick on the way for Cowan. So
your defense has done the job. You lead it by 14 against region rival and, in the opinion of some, the top team in the state.
So 5:32 to play third quarter. Now 24-10. So up a couple of scores right now on Lipscomb Academy. in the top 100 in the nation, number 33 in the country in the nation. 1 and 2 coming in.
And again, Jim, plenty of time left, but maybe just a little pressure on that Mustang offense.
Well, I think there is definitely. I mean, 2 scores. Now 24-10. Red Raiders kick it off and field it. How about that?
How about that?
Why do that?
Well, because you make him make a decision and he might lose control of the football. I'm guessing. I mean, stay aggressive, you know?
So Lipscomb takes over with 5:32. 5:32 left to play in quarter number 3. Flex him. Flex him if you got him. All right, I'll put my shirt back on.
All right, here we go, Jim. Once again, that Baylor defensive line
starting at the
wants
20.
to bring the heat.
Pretty good tackle after the catch. Pass complete far side.
Solid.
I said a lot of people know that I cover Chattanooga, and so, well, most coaches say. Rusty Wright says all the time, yeah, they're going to catch it. Just don't let them get much after. Don't get anything afterward. If you're right there, they make a completion, you tackle right there, that's all good. There it is. Feeling that a little bit. Said, nah. If I make that reception, guess what? I'm going to get someone right in the small of my back.
But you see what the Mustangs are trying to do, though, Jim? Short, quick passes. Basically an extension of their running game.
Yeah, and that kind of surprises me because that means they're feeling pressure and they have to go quicker than they want to.
I agree.
So that means a 3-man front with sending a linebacker every so often is making a difference. 3rd and 5. Schaefer drops back.
Boy, that should have been picked off and almost caught by the Mustangs.
As a result,
bottom line is
no one.
The Mustangs are going to kick.
And it's a 1, 2, 3 and out. So you talked about the defense maybe being a little bit winded. They're going to get right back on that field, and Baylor's going to get pretty good field position.
And the thing that frustrates the defense is there's really not one person to key on to stop Baylor, Jim.
Nice high kick that time. Great hang time. Fair catch called and made around the 37-38 yard line.
Solid field position.
I was going to say, I think Baylor's won an almost, I can't think of an aspect of the game they haven't been beneficial. They've won the kicking game. Take a look at just flipping the field and how that progress goes. Player down for Lipscomb right now, by the way, and I'm almost guessing because it wasn't contact.
That's Jace Williamson, their fine defensive back.
Yeah, he's good. I like him. There you see the head coach of the Mustangs, Kevin Mawai, NFL Hall of Famer, former Tennessee Titans, Seattle Seahawk, New York Jet, LSU Tiger. Two guys with SEC ties. Eric Kimry played, of course, South Carolina quarterback. Played under Lou Holtz. 4:51 to play third quarter. Up by 2 scores, 2 touchdowns. I think if you get anything on this drive, you're making it pretty darn difficult. Flag on the play before the snap once again. How come we were so clean early?
Snap. False start. 58 on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Those things aren't supposed to happen as the game goes on. It's supposed to happen early and then clean things up as the game goes on. Another false start. Baylor football with a 14-point lead. Red Raiders on top, 24-10. Latter stages of the third quarter. Muschamp with Mills Knight standing next to him. There's the short pop on the slant. Incomplete. Yeah, timing apparently good on Cam Sparks. Trying to run the slant. He had it, but also had someone draped on his back. Couldn't complete it. Incomplete pass.
Nice play by C.J. Jim Coyley that time.
Well, he's another one that
everybody talks about.
Yes. We haven't seen him, or he hasn't been involved in many plays. Why? A good cornerback, you don't throw at him, you throw at the other guy. But he's one of those, all the college scouts, all the recruiting guys, they love. Mills Knight, the linebacker, was coming from the edge left side. Baylor went away the other side, but now we've got a long situation. Have to get the near midfield, have to get to the 48-yard line to pick up a first down. And it's about 3rd and 15. Long way to go for the Red Raiders.
You know what, though, Jim? With the way that Baylor defense is playing, you don't have to force anything here.
Greg McGowan and Tag Johnson and Dom Clifford and Owen Rose and Jimmy Bryson on that offensive line deserve some props. Over the middle, time to throw a little bit high. Trying to hit LeBlanc over the middle of the field. One of those, you throw it high in the middle of the field, and many times bad things can happen. Not that time, but you're going to rely on your special teams once again to come up with something big right here. And Lipscomb, they need a big play. Down 14, and as you can see, 4:06.
You know, Jim, it's only 2 possessions, but it feels like more.
I agree with that. Just because the only time Lipscomb scored a touchdown was on a short field, a 37-yard drive. They haven't been able to put together anything consistent, getting first down after first down after first down. Now, they did have a 13-play drive early. I think that was their first drive of the day.
Prior to the snap, false start, 0 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
That first drive of the day that resulted in a field goal for Lipscomb, they did put together a 13-play drive, and that's definitely number 1, longest time of possession for the Mustangs. But I don't know what number 2 is. They've had 2 or 3 3-and-outs tonight. So 4th down and long. Cowan, low line drive, away from the return man. Goes out of bounds, didn't get the complete effect on the roll, but
maybe not quite what he wanted, but
Mustangs will take over somewhere 37, 38-yard line, right? So decent field position for sure for the Mustangs. I'm just trying to see if they need to.
I think you're going to see more of what they tried last time, that short, quick passing game.
I think they
try and set up Micah Burton to get loose in between the tackles.
Yeah, I would say that short, quick passing game and then lull you to sleep and double move or something like that every so often, if you have enough time. Schaefer's going the distance at quarterback, and really up until 3 hours before game time, they had not officially announced that he was going to be the quarterback for tonight's game. Deuce Knight leaves during the middle of the week. One of the top quarterbacks in the country who played for Lipscomb, and they're a different team, no question. And I'll say it again, I think Schaefer's done a really nice job, but he's not that guy that's going to gallop 75 yards that Deuce Knight was able to do. There's that short passing game you talked about. Pretty good coverage. 3 red jerseys right there across the 40 and up to about the 42-yard line. So 3, maybe 4 yards on first down. Called a 4-yard pickup on down number 1.
Solid game by number 33, Jack Westlake. He's been very reliable for the Mustangs.
A couple of receivers near side, one on the far side. Lowrick's the one that we've been keeping our eye on tonight. Deadly at the bottom of your screen, and
wow,
and then some
this
movement.
Has just been
where did that
flag fest?
Yeah.
Prior to the snap, number 79 on the offense, encroachment lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
How can the offensive guy line up in the neutral zone?
That is Big John Adair, the left tackle.
He's good. He's another one. John Adair's another one that's on everyone's 3- and 4-star list. Definitely some talent on this Lipscomb team. Linebacker fakes like he's coming. Let's see if he is. Burton tries to go wide, wrapped up. Nice job.
Nice job by the Baylor defense. Boy, the Mustangs tried to go big that time. They got the ball to Micah Burton. They had T.J. Briggs from his tight end spot with lead block, and Baylor just swamped that out.
Nelson McKnight again from his interior linebacker spot. Great pursuit, stringing it out, didn't let him turn the corner. It's third down. Big third down play once again. Now Lipscomb has to get to the 48. They look one way, back the other. Running room.
Close,
but I think it's going to be just shy. Now, I think he's shy of a first down. He is. B, I think they're going to go for it on fourth down. Here's the difference between being ahead by 14 and being behind by 14 with 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. I don't see any punters coming in the game right now. Here you go.
All you need is a yard.
Yeah. And this, I would say, would be Micah Burton time, wouldn't you think?
Yes.
Running back. Baylor trying to plug the gap. 7 in the box. Burton hit in the backfield, breaks a tackle, and has the first down.
That is a fantastic effort by Micah Burton. Stopped, thought they had him wrapped up, and he just kept on churning those legs.
He got that first down, I would say, in July. That's one of those.
Great point.
Yeah.
In the weight room.
That's a weight room first down right there. First down and 10. Got that first down in July when no one was watching. Tried to trip him up and almost did just that.
Somebody came blasting in there.
Yeah.
That was Grady Joyner.
Joyner's had a good game tonight.
Yes.
To the 45-yard line. But that clock continues to move. There's 13:05 left to play in the game. And counting. Baylor up by 2 touchdowns. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. No tight end in the game. Going with that running game. Knocked him down but didn't wrap him up. That's one of those things. Guys like that just keep on going. Didn't wrap up that time and picking up pretty good yards. Did he get enough for the first down to the 36-yard line?
That was Drew Patterson on the carry that time.
Picked up 9. Quick pop pass on the screen. There's the flag. That was a hold or an illegal use of hands or...
Boy, you see, Jim, the Mustangs are treating this drive like they got to have something.
I agree, and I agree with that. You go down, if you're down by 8, touchdown, 8 score.
Number 80 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, third down.
That's wide end T.J. Briggs, and he just got too aggressive that time. Wanted to throw a block, and coaches love that. Love to see receivers block. He tried to do that and got a little too handsy. Call for the hold, and all of a sudden it's third down and 10. Back at the 47-yard line.
11.
Yeah. If I said 10.5, would that make you happy?
I'd take it.
Now you're just trying to be difficult. 3-man front for the Red Raiders. Schaefer with time. Tucks, runs, flag down.
Looks like they're going to get him on a hold.
Is it a hold or did one of those offensive linemen go down the field too far?
Tony Young's about to tell us.
He knows.
Holding. Number 76 on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay third down.
Well, we're going to replay third down, I guess, as the final play of the third quarter, an untimed.
Third and a bunch. Looks like 20.
Well, it's a big penalty, and there have been some big calls tonight, no doubt. So we are facing the end of the third quarter. Lipscomb has to get to the Baylor 36-yard line, to the 36, to pick up a first down. A three-man front for the Red Raiders has done a nice job. They look like they're going to send linebacker, and they are. Schaefer wants to throw one-on-one coverage up in the air and incomplete. He got some separation, but didn't quite put enough air underneath, and that will mark the end of the third quarter. The biggest plays of the night have all been made by the guys in red. That was an opportunity for the Mustangs right there because they had a receiver that broke open, but the pass timing was just a little bit off.
They had Caleb Beasley, but they just could not finish pulling the trigger.
That's where you get the cell phones out. Haywood Stadium is immersed in red right now.
Wow.
It's really red. So we enter the fourth quarter. Baylor scores after a lot of scoring in the first half. Baylor with a field goal in the third quarter. That's it. And Lipscomb doesn't score at all. Lipscomb has not scored since the first quarter. So Baylor scored first, took a 7-0 lead. Lipscomb kicks a field goal on their first possession of the game. That makes it 7-3. Lipscomb's last score at the 4:45 mark of the first quarter, and that was on that Lorick 37-yard pass. And Lipscomb has not scored the entire second quarter, third quarter, or the final 4:45 of the first quarter. And now it's fourth down. So the Mustangs scoreless. Do they have too many men? No.
Who would have thought that?
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. So the timeout here, which is unique, right after
they must have had too many men on the field, Jim.
Yeah. There were some players running around all of a sudden, so yeah. This would be a significant win if Baylor can hang on through 12 more minutes. Up by 2 TDs, up by 14 points. So
you just get the feeling, though, Jim, they're going to have to put 7 more on the board.
I think they're going to have to put more on the board. Maybe 3. I think you get up, if you're up 14 right now, if you go up by 17, you make it a 3-score game, you'd be feeling good about life. And again, you may just run a little bit more, use a little bit more clock. There's the punt. It's a good one. Fair catch made, a little pressure situation. You don't make that catch, that rolls for 12 more yards. Makes the catch, and so Baylor with a long way to go. They start about the 22 or 23-yard line. Maybe he got it back at the 22 is where the Red Raiders will begin, first down and 10 yards to go. So Baylor scored 7 in the first quarter, 14 in the second quarter, 3 in the third, and now the first possession in fourth quarter play for the Red Raiders. So into the fourth quarter with a 14-point lead and 11:54 to play in the game. Baylor possession at the 22-yard line. Muschamp just looks like he's in control all the time, I think. Mills Knight gets a call. Now, I have a hunch he's going to be a warrior in this fourth quarter. They want to run. They want to use clock. You know that they do. Offensive line has done a nice job for the Red Raiders so far tonight. 24-10.
But they're going to have to regain some acreage, Jim, to put this thing away. That Mustang defensive line has gotten a bit of a breather, and they look ready to get after it here.
Yeah, a couple of things. They kind of know Baylor wants to run, so you can stack up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the box. And then those linebackers are 2 yards away, 3 yards away. Show and run blitz. Muschamp to throw, flares it out near side. I think that's a hit out of bounds right there. Got a little dicey there at the end.
Couldn't really tell because of the camera angle, but
I can tell.
Okay. just take all the guesswork out of it.
It hurts me you doubt me. It hurts a lot. 3-yard pickup to the 25-yard line. It's 3rd down and 7. Big play right here.
3rd down here.
Yeah, you want to keep this drive alive, and I always look at it, if you get a first down, that's at least 2 more minutes. Muschamp is going to run, sees him open. He had to get past that one guy who got him down from behind.
Boy, and let's just credit that Mustang defensive line. My goodness, they got just enough of Whit Muschamp to shut that down, and I believe it was 53 Kobe Collins who's made a couple of big stuffs in this series.
Muschamp had just about moved it where he was going to get that first down, because if he didn't get him by the ankles, no one was going to for a while.
A big gain.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now you rely on your punting game, which has been really good. Special teams have been really good tonight for the Red Raiders. Cooper Cowan takes the high snap. That's the gamble. That's the gamble right there. And again, if he lets that go, it's 12 or 15 more yards. So he tried to grab that one, which he did. Bobbled it. He was fortunate a teammate got it back.
Very fortunate.
So on the punt. That was definitely the line drive right there, wasn't it? So the Red Raiders lead by 14 points with 10:13 remaining. I always say this late. How many possessions is Lipscomb going to have? They'll at least get 2. But again, how many mulligans? You cannot have a lot of empty trips.
The Mustangs have got to be feeling a little bit better about that defense, though, Jim. That's probably their best series of the night.
Yeah. They'll begin here on the 40. As we said earlier, Lipscomb has not had a sustained drive since their first possession of the day. And they haven't scored points since about the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. Scoreless in the second, scoreless in the third. Send the man in motion. Schaefer puts it up in the air. He's got a receiver far side and hit out of bounds.
Jack Westlake again. Absolutely wide open. Found the soft spot in that defense, and now they want to go quickly.
They flooded that far side, and he was wide open, just had to run under that football. Well thrown ball, by the way, all the way down to the 22-yard line. Schaefer to throw, throws it long and incomplete.
That previous pass was Schaefer's best throw of the night,
yes.
Jim. Absolutely on target.
Didn't do too much.
Nope.
Let his receiver adjust, make the catch, pick up the big yards.
Didn't throw it too hard.
Yeah. And again, Schaefer's situation, not knowing, when they played at this time 1 week ago, he was just standing there holding the clipboard.
He's been paying attention, that's for sure.
Now he's facing Quincy and Damani White. Far sideline look! Nice adjustment and catch on that far sideline by Lorick.
Lorick again.
He's awesome.
He's really good. That was tough coverage. It was a back shoulder fade. Lorick knew it, went back for it. It's just tough to defend.
Quickly to the 7-yard line. Running back gets the handoff and pulled down from behind. There's one of the White brothers. Getting some penetration that time, and I think that's only going to be a gain of, they put it at the 5. I thought it was at the 6. So they're going to give him 2. 2nd and goal, 5-yard line. Clock running, 9.5 remaining. Lipscomb's trying to score quickly right here. Look at that wrestling match going on. He jumps up and catches it. Wow. Wrestling match going on.
Caleb Beasley just went up.
Yes, he did.
And didn't let go.
Catch it at the peak. He just got up in the air a little bit quicker, I think. First score for the Mustangs since the first quarter. But they get right back in the football game and make it a one-possession contest. With 9:21 remaining. Extra point. They lost an overtime game to Saraland in Alabama. We're down 14, scored a touchdown, got the extra point, got the onside kick, went down, scored, tied the game, sent it in overtime, then missed an extra point. Lost in overtime. 31-30, missing an extra point. They did so many things right at the end of the game to tie it, send it in OT.
Man, as for this game, Jim, momentum is your last possession.
Beasley with that catch, correct?
Here. Yes.
Touchdown reception.
I'm sorry. I think that was Caleb Beasley. And he got way up on the
yes, he did.
That time.
I think his springs were just a little quicker that time.
Man.
He got up, grabbed it, came down with it, stayed in bounds. That was an impressive catch.
Did most of their damage, the Mustangs, through the air.
Kick will be returned, fielded on around the 7-yard line. Still on his feet is Cam Sparks. Well, that's what Baylor needed, a nice return to about the 45-yard line.
Once again, Jim, that third of the game, special teams, regain a little momentum and set the table for your offense.
Boy, Cam Sparks is a weapon.
He is so smooth. Let's take a look at this. Sideways, then gets north and south.
Here's the key.
Gets past the kicker gets just enough to hold him up.
You can't teach that balance, though.
No.
That's the thing. That's a thank you, Lord. Play action. Whoa.
And that's him again.
Cam Sparks makes the catch, but that was so close to being picked off.
They brought some serious heat on Whit Muschamp that time. And Cam Sparks on that slant play, solid hands.
On Jim Coley, one of the top recruited cornerbacks in the game. Brings it up to the 49-yard line, 5-yard pickup, but that one could have gone south in two or three different ways.
And the clock continues to move.
Yes. Very key. Up the middle with running room and a first down easily. And a whole lot more.
Boy, Jim, that time Mustangs were counting on a pass. They brought pressure from the edge, and Shakai Mills-Knight got enough help from his offensive line to just go north and south, got to the second level quickly, and a huge gain for the Red Raiders.
We've seen some running backs that have a little acceleration tonight, haven't we?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
There are athletes
yes,
at every spot on this football field tonight.
Both sides. Both sides. Two receivers left side. Muschamp fakes it, throws it long, double coverage, and caught! Amari Jefferson! When that ball was up in the air, I would have said no chance. The coverage was right there. He didn't beat one, he beat two with under 8 minutes to play in the game.
One of the best plays of the year.
Wow. Go ahead, take a bow, Amari. That was awesome.
When that ball was in the air, a lot of folks had read thinking, oh no, and then oh yes.
When coaches say they continue to, keep the pedal to the metal, keep the gas pedal going,
yes.
That's what you're talking about. You could hang on and say we got a 1-touchdown lead, or you could say, you know what, now we got a 2-touchdown lead.
I don't know what's better, Amari's catch or the light show, but they're both working overtime tonight.
Well, you don't get one without the other. That's the thing. 33 yards, Muschamp to Jefferson.
Let's take a look at this. There's two defenders, and they lose the ball. And Amari maintained, and look at the balance to get
just got
past
the
pylon.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Look at that.
Two defenders lost the football, and Amari Jefferson didn't. What a frustrating turn of events for the Mustangs. Boy, you think you're right back in this thing, and then boom.
Amari Jefferson, 2 touchdown receptions so far tonight. Max LeBlanc with 1. Or is it 3? It's 2.
How long was that pass?
That pass was 33 yards, I believe. The first one was 20. And that was on the first possession of the game. And again, the long kick. Now you're down 14. You need 2 scores in the final 8 minutes if you're the Mustangs. And your defense has been playing pretty good. Now,
yes.
The Mustangs did score in their last possession and look good doing so. So 31-17.
I think if you're the Mustangs, you have to stay patiently aggressive here.
Yeah, you're not at the point where you have to gamble. I mean, but you are at the point where I would say you would have to go quickly and effectively. 1st and 10, starting at the 20, so 80 yards to go, down by 2 scores. So the best team in the state, quote unquote, may be in danger of going 1-3 for the season. Lost their first 2 games of the year. Claimed a win last week and now down by 14 in the 4th quarter here. Schaefer's going the distance at quarterback, pulls it back and has time. Middle of the field, look at that. That's a well thrown.
There was nobody open.
That was one of those, as coaches say, he can spin it as a quarterback.
Yes.
That was a picturesque throw. Just a little bit overthrown, and it's 2nd and 10. But he had time, let it fly, showed a little arm strength. Good job defensively by the Red Raiders because there was no one home. 2nd and 10. 3-man front. They've shot the linebackers a few times, but really getting decent pressure with just 3 men or 4 most of the time. Boy, that's a hole, I thought. Pass completed.
No, it was incomplete. Boy, he wanted Zachariah Crockett, but Tav Schaefer, by the time he had to go back to that, just didn't have enough to put on the football. He was under duress.
I was watching Lowenberg, and he thought he was held, and I did too, because they shot the linebacker. He's close to getting to the quarterback and almost brought down to the ground, almost a tackle, but no flag. And it's 3rd down. 3rd and 10. Schaefer back the other way. Running room. Has to get to the 30.
Watch
Doesn't
out.
do that. Boy, you've got a tough decision right here.
That's close to this. Yeah, that was close to that sideline. You lose
Clock continues to run.
lose track of where you are on the field. You're
So
going to hit out of bounds.
Mustangs are going to put a little faith in their defense right here and saying, we're going to stop Baylor and get 2 more possessions offensively. So you face a 4th and 3. Yeah, 4th and 3. Instead of going for it with just 7 minutes left to play in a 2-score game. Low snap.
Oh, bad snap.
Not a lot of pressure, so he gets it off and gets it off. And it's going to take a
great kick.
Yeah, it turned out. So he pins him
gosh.
inside the 20. About the 17, I'm guessing, is where the Red Raiders will begin. But Mustangs only had it for about a minute, but still, that's a minute off the clock. 6:48 remaining. You get a timeout, or you get a first down or 2.
Lipscomb has all 3 of their timeouts.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're at the point where you use them yet.
No,
But maybe on the next possession, yeah.
They can effectively slow the thing down. So
they can choose when they want to stop the clock, but I don't think we're quite in that mode yet. Charlie Edgeworth, you just saw him check in on that offensive line. Last man to enter the field. O-line has done good things tonight. Haven't seen Whit Muschamp run the football. By design, I would say.
But he saw something he liked that time and turned it into positive yardage. And as you've said many times tonight, Jim, 5 yards on first down is a good thing.
Leads me to believe if you can average 2.5 yards in the next 2 downs, you're going to get a first down. It's my public school math going to work for me right there.
I knew something was coming there.
2nd down and 5. Muschamp from the gun once again. Oh, goodness. That's what you can't have happen.
Touchdown, Mustangs.
Yes, that's what you cannot have happen. That opens up the door. High snap. And then couldn't come up with it at the 2, which would have been bad enough. You lose the football, goes into the end zone. And a score on defense for the Mustangs. So the Mustangs get the break that they needed. A little stunned look right there.
.553, and we're back to a 1-possession game.
Can change in a hurry. Instead of 31-17, all of a sudden 31-24.
Coaches talk about little things. A high snap can blow a play up. That time it blew more than one play up. It led to 7 points for the Mustangs.
Well, you talk about things turning around. You're talking about maybe closing the door on this thing. If not, you don't necessarily need points on that drive. Just use a few minutes on the clock and you put the Mustangs in a tough situation. Now they're 1 score away. A team that recovered an onside kick and did a great job of doing so just a couple of weeks ago.
And let's not forget, Baylor recovered an onside kick last week, but they've had trouble with an onside kick in week 1, and it looks like they've got some hands, folks, on that first line of defense there.
So I saw Lipscomb when they were successful on the onside kick against Saraland. It was the kicker that got it. So they saw a soft spot in the middle. He kicked it. So they're just going to go sky kick right here at the 30. Still on his feet. Good second effort that gives him about 5 or 10 more yards. 10 more yards. Fielded at the 30, hit at the 31, breaks a tackle and brings it up to the 40-yard line.
You thought he might fair catch, but a great decision, solid hands. Tyler Rice, outstanding job on special teams.
And plays safety on defense, good hands as well, up to the 41-yard line. There's always a tough spot. Sitting on the lead, if you throw it and someone picks it off. Why were they doing that? If you run it and don't get enough yards, you have to turn it over. Why didn't he keep it up in the air? LeBlanc moves in motion. 1st down and 10. Sending the linebacker with another high snap. Muschamp will keep and bounce off and break a tackle. Slides down to the 26-yard line. Talk about outhouse to penthouse on a high snap. It looked like that play was going absolutely nowhere and maybe even worse.
Yes.
Maybe even negative yards. Muschamp feels it. Watch this. Wow.
Really high. Gets in the scrum here and just gets some nice blocking downfield. Over pursuit maybe by the Mustangs. Whit Muschamp flips the field in a hurry.
Brings it to the 27-yard line with under 5.5 minutes now to play. Now I'd hand it off a time or two and use some clock if I could. They're showing blitz. Running room. Dives forward. I don't think got enough for the first down. Had to get to inside the 18 for a first down, but pretty darn close. Like I said, I always think that a first down here means about 2 minutes. So if you can punch this 2 more yards and take a couple more minutes off the clock, first down means a minimum of 2 minutes, unless you start burning timeouts. And they may get to that situation pretty quick. Explosiveness once again by Shakai Mills-Knight. Jefferson left, Sparks right. Mills-Knight up the middle. I don't think he got enough for the first down. So, but again, there's pluses and minuses on that, meaning you're going to take 30 more seconds off the clock. Third down and 2 for the Red Raiders. 2 yards is going to make a big, big difference right here. Muschamp puts Mills-Knight from right side to left side. Sparks high.
Coach Kimry waited a long time.
Yes, he did.
To call that timeout to burn as much clock as he possibly could. The play clocks on the field aren't functioning, so they just went by the scoreboard that time.
Here's, these are situations where those play clocks are pretty important.
Baylor is now down to they have 1 timeout left, and Lipscomb here with 3 in their back pocket.
I'm guessing if he picks up the first down here, Lipscomb's going to have to start using those timeouts. And any points here by the Red Raiders. Again, here's where Cooper Cowan may be I think he's been one of the heroes all night long. Absolutely. In all honesty. What he does, he
affects play calling, Jim, because he's so consistent and reliable. So many times we've seen so many good high school football teams in the Chattanooga area get in a situation like this, but they're not sure about that kicking game, and they have to gamble a little bit offensively.
Yeah, here you almost feel like, I got 3 in my pocket if I need it. And they may need it. So 3rd and 2. Full house backfield. Running room, I think that's going to be enough. I think that is going to be enough for a Red Raider first down. Brought the defensive guys in there and said, you know what? Hey, handle the football a little bit. I thought he had it easily. But
I did too. It looks like they're going to measure.
Wow. Whoa. I think he got it by a link or 2. I think he got it. First down,
by the
Red
nose
of the
football.
Just barely.
Referee Tony Young.
It was closer than I thought it was going to be when he went through, just to be honest with you. But 3:32 remaining, you're up by a touchdown.
Probably a couple of inches past that yard marker, and that's all they needed.
Yeah. Now the chess match will continue.
Yes.
I think if you're Lipscomb, now's the time. If Baylor runs the football, and again, since you kind of know they're going to run to use that clock, you bunch up. Look how many in the box right there for Lipscomb. There's a lot of poundage right there. High snap again. Mills-Knight maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
And the clock continues to run.
Yeah. Well, they're going to choose their opportunity to use those timeouts, but now under 3 minutes remaining. Muschamp uses the time to talk to his head coach on the near sideline. Of course, Eric Kimry calls all the plays. He's the offensive guy. Got a lot going on. 2:38 and counting. Red Raiders in no hurry. Pulls it back this time. Throws it up in the air and incomplete.
Well, he threw it to Matt LeBlanc's left shoulder. If he throws it to the right, it's a touchdown. But that stops the clock.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's always the gamble on that. You know, you take a shot in the end zone. Maybe you catch someone napping a little bit that are so focused on the run. So it's 3rd down. 3rd and 10. I just think you run it here, get Cooper Cowan out there, get yourself a 10-point lead, and say, okay, try and score twice. There's the run. Mills Knight does not get the first down. Now, people get a little scary in that field goal department, because a lot of things go wrong, block kick. 2:18 left. You can, in effect...
Timeout. Lipscomb.
Interesting use of a timeout right there,
Yes.
I would say.
I agree.
So they use it here. Well, you do two things. You stop the clock and you ice the kicker. So I get that. You can tell that's a cramp. When you're laying on your back drinking water, I can't be too concerned for you. 2:18 left, 31-24. Touchdown lead for Baylor, and a 4th down play for the Red Raiders. This looks like the perfect Cooper Cowan time to try and make a 7-point lead, a 10-point lead with 2:18 left. 31-24, as you can see. Baylor had things rolling along until a high snap a moment ago.
Changed everything.
Yeah, that was recovered in the end zone by Lipscomb. Lipscomb's offense hadn't been real consistent all night long, but they got a score from the defense, and then all of a sudden a 2-score game became a 1-score game. And you're right, your whole outlook changes, obviously. 2-score game, you got work to do. 1-score game, 1 play. 1 play changes everything. So clock stop, 2:18 remaining. For Baylor on the road next week at Christian Brothers. Next home game for the Red Raiders, Brentwood Academy here 2 weeks from tonight. And for Lipscomb, they have Ensworth next week and then a bye after that. So we're talking about a 34-yard field goal. Snap good. Kick with the distance.
Boom.
2 scores needed. 2:15 left. I spoke too soon a moment ago, but that seems like it's an important field goal to me.
No argument from me on that.
There you go. 2:15 remaining. And again, I don't think Cooper Cowan's been rattled yet.
And again, Jim, we talk about special teams all the time, and we talked about that may be a deciding factor in the second half, and oddly enough, it has been. So you have 2 minutes and 15 seconds, 2 timeouts for the Mustangs.
But you got to score, get an onside kick. And then score again.
And score again.
So at the end of one quarter, it was 10-7 Lipscomb led. At halftime, it was 21-10 Baylor led. At the end of 3, it was 24-10 Baylor led. Lipscomb has scored 2 touchdowns, 1 on offense, 1 on defense in this fourth quarter. Baylor with a touchdown and a field goal. So it'll be the Lipscomb offense back on the field. Back-to-back possessions by Baylor. Of course, one of them ended up with a Lipscomb defensive touchdown. End-over-end kick that bounces. Taking it about the 12. Trying to go wide far side. Great pursuit. How about that? That's a huge play. Making the Mustangs go 80-plus. All right, you need 2 scores. You're going to have to go 80-plus to get one of them. 2:08 remaining.
Two guys to look for. Number 1, Caleb Beasley. Number 11, Dylan Lorick. And maybe TJ Briggs, who's been quiet offensively. But, boy, the tight end spot over the middle, there may be some room to work with there.
See how fast the Mustangs want to go. Starting from the 18-yard line. 2:08 to go, and they've got 82 yards to go and need 2 scores. Schaefer takes the snap, and with time, look at that, steps up in the pocket, throws it long, up in the air, and incomplete. In the hands for just a moment, but an incomplete pass.
That was Camarion Ward.
Yeah, he's a good one too. And
he is.
Schaefer shows a little arm strength.
And he had some time there. Rolled to his left to throw on an angle, but really more of a straight line by the time he got planted.
It's interesting when you have 3 quarterbacks, as they did until earlier this week, and all 3 of them have college scholarship offers. The third-string guy has a college scholarship offer. Lipscomb moving quickly. 2:01 left to play in the game. 2nd and 10. From the gun, showing some edge pressure up in the middle and incomplete. Good coverage.
Boy, that was deflected. I think it's Nelson McKnight that got a hand on that. Number 16.
They sent pressure from the edge that time, so Schaefer had to unload a little bit quicker than he wanted to. 3rd down, 10 yards to go. 3rd and 10.
Jack Westlake, number 33, hurt him badly on a previous possession.
Yeah, he did. 3 receivers near side, 1 on the far side. Single setback and no tight end. Over the middle, pass complete.
First down.
Tripped up at a first down across the 30 at the 33-yard line.
They like Camarion Ward. They have found something with him. They're going to come back to number 0.
4-man front for the Red Raiders on 1st and 10. Schaefer to throw far sideline. Caught by a member of the coaching staff.
He wanted Westlake on that one.
1:42 left. 1:42 remaining. And it's 2nd down and 10. Long road trip for the Red Raiders next week. Incomplete pass gives them some time to actually huddle up and not hurt them clockwise. 3-man front. See if a linebacker's coming or not. Schaefer from the gun. No, playing it safe. Almost got him from the backside. Backside pressure, I don't think he felt.
That is a fantastic catch if they call that a catch. My goodness. I don't know if he was in bounds. That is Dylan Lorick, and that's a man-size effort right there.
He can play. He can play for anyone.
He was a defender all over him.
Just shy of the first down, though, with 1:37 remaining. So 3rd down, really more than a yard to go. Not much more. 3rd down, a little bit more than a yard.
And they go empty backfield here.
Yeah, you still need chunks. Schaefer being chased, throws on the run. It's incomplete. So now you have 4th down and a yard. So for Lipscomb to have a chance, they need to convert right here.
Well, you have 2 timeouts.
Two timeouts, but you want to save them if you can.
They're going to go empty backfield again.
But you have to get the first down or game over.
True.
So Schaefer with 3 receivers left and 2 right. Quick, complete.
Westlake holds on.
I think that's enough for a first. I think it's forward progress.
I think it is too.
I think that's going to give him enough for a first down, yes. So Lipscomb stays alive, just barely getting enough at the 45-yard line to convert on a 4th down and 1.5 yards. But there's 1:16 left to play in the game. Here comes pressure. He sidesteps, throws on the run, pass complete 50. Far sideline, wisely gets out of bounds at around the 38-yard line. I think that'll be another Lipscomb first down. It will.
And once again, they snuck Dylan Lorick out there as a safety valve. That is an easy completion, and he gets out of bounds.
Smart.
That was a chunk play.
Yeah, smart play all the way around. Getting out of bounds, i.e. saving a timeout, getting the first down. Baylor trying to close it out. Lipscomb trying to rally in the final 1 minute plus. They're going to give him that catch. It was down low. I think they're going to rule it didn't hit the ground.
Wow, I thought it hit the ground.
That's a nice reception.
Great catch.
35-yard line. Going quickly, obviously. Same thing. Slant. Pass complete. Another first down. Kind of trying to tackle the football a little bit.
You need to watch zero. Kamarian Ward has got the wheels to score.
Yes.
From any spot from the 25 in, especially where they are now.
I would say very interesting use of a timeout right here by Lipscomb. I understand you're rolling, but
they had a first down.
Yeah. I would almost rather spike it in a situation like that than a waste of first down and bring me down to just one first down or one timeout remaining with 44 seconds. Again, you got to score, get an onside kick, and get some other type of score, field goal or touchdown. So 44 seconds remaining, and each team now with only one timeout remaining. It's a lot to ask in 44 seconds of time. On the 24-yard line. So you try to pop in the end zone, just throw underneath. 1st and 10, Lipscomb football. They did have a lead in the first quarter. Schaefer throws a dart.
Watch out.
And completes, and a touchdown. 37 seconds left, and
Dylan Lorick again.
Who else?
Plenty of time to throw that time. He just sat back, waited for Lorick to drag across the middle of the field through a strike. Touchdown Mustangs. 37 seconds left in the game.
Schaefer to Lorick for 24 yards. Going for the single point. High snap, kick on the way, extra point good. So now with 37 seconds left to play in the game, Lipscomb scores, and the Mustangs pull within 3, 34-31. This entire ball game is going to come down to an onside kick. You get the onside kick with only one timeout remaining for Lipscomb, you recover, you take a knee. Lipscomb would burn their timeout. You take a knee again, and that's when that clock would continue to run. So your whole ball game, a good body of work throughout the night is going to come down to this onside kick. And like I said, when they had to come back against Saraland of Alabama, state champion in the state of Alabama, and they lost that game 31-30 on a missed extra point in overtime, but they got a crucial onside kick that helped them tie the game and send it into overtime. And what they did was they just kicked it right in the middle, and the kicker himself let it go the 10 yards. And then as soon as it went that 11th yard, it's a free ball after 10, let it go that 10 yards, and then he fell on it himself. They always say the second bounce. You try to kick the top of the football, and then it bounces. They always say the second bounce is the one that shoots up in the air.
There are 10 players between the 50 and the 45.
So here's where you have your hands team. Kofi Boggs, the kicker. There's that bounce. Yeah, that's the best move you can make, Amari. You don't need a return.
He thought about it.
Yeah, and then he said, here's what I've been coached to do. Catch it and go down. So Amari Jefferson takes the kickoff, and the return will be listed as 0. Falls on the football at the 15-yard line. I'm just taking a knee and doing it twice with 36 seconds remaining. That's victory formation when we have the deep man standing on the goal line just in case something crazy happens. Let's see if Lipscomb calls a timeout. Yeah.
Yes, they have. Have they?
I sure would.
Yeah.
I'm make every snap.
You got part of the Baylor
I think
team.
they did. I think Eric Kimmery. Eric Kimmery saying, "Yeah, come on back, everyone." Yeah, they did indeed use that final timeout. And then again, that's the play, that's the call, that's the right thing to do. I'm not waving the white flag until I got no bullets left, brother. So the ball sitting on the 11-yard line. Take a knee one more time, and the Mustangs will not be able to stop the clock. And 2 former SEC players, Kevin Mawai, the head coach at Lipscomb, played at LSU, and Eric Kimmery, head coach at Baylor, played at South Carolina. They will shake hands. There it is. Taking a knee with 15 seconds remaining. And Eric Kimmery gets to the front of that line. There you see Kevin Mawai and Eric Kimmery, a little handshake right there, and probably talking about if the Gamecocks play the Tigers this year. Some of the highlights in the night. Got it started early. How about that? Pass interference. You don't need it. You got the catch. Mills Knight with a nice run for Baylor. Bam.
Solid defense as well.
Meet you in the backfield. Look at that pursuit.
Forced a turnover.
Muschamp,
hard-fought game.
Yeah, Muschamp in traffic that time. A little wrestling match. Here you go.
You know, Jim, you thought that maybe Baylor could put this thing away a little bit earlier, but that's a good football team they're playing.
Really good. Never make it easy on yourself. Max
Great
LeBlanc with a
by Max
catch.
LeBlanc, yes.
So the Red Raiders with the win, and the team that many consider to be the best in the state of Tennessee. So 3 wins in a row for the Red Raiders now. Wins over Seton Hall, wins over Stepanek, now a win over the Lipscomb Mustangs. 34-31 in a region victory. That's right. Region win number 1 of the year. Red Raiders on the road next week at Christian Brothers. We'll see you 2 weeks from tonight when Baylor renews the rivalry with Brentwood Academy here at Haywood Stadium. It all begins with Baylor Game Day, 30 minutes before kickoff. A winning night for the Red Raiders. Final score from Haywood Stadium, Baylor 34 and the Lipscomb Mustangs 31.